If you're in the market for a lip gloss, then I got you, because I bought every single formula that is sold at Sephora so you don't have to, and I tested them all out back to back, starting from least expensive to most expensive. So if you want to see what lip glosses I think are worth it, which ones look the best, which ones feel the best, then keep watching this video. Now, before I show you all 46 formulas, that's right, I said 46 formulas that we tested out back to back, it wouldn't be right if I didn't thank Sephora for partnering with me on today's video. Big shout out, big love, big thank you to Sephora for continuing to support this channel. We love you and we appreciate you. Now, it also wouldn't be right if I didn't tell you to join the Beauty Insider program, because if you haven't done it already, if I haven't convinced you already, it's free to join. It's quick, it's easy. As always, I'm going to leave an easy link right below in the description box. Click on it. Start earning a point for every dollar you spend, either on lip glosses, both in-store, online, or at Sephora at Kohl's. So wherever you shop and however you shop at Sephora, start earning points today, which all add up. And there's also so many ways to shop at Sephora. So if you're looking for a lip gloss from this video, you could buy online, pick up in store, as well as same day delivery options are available. I love to go in store and shop around. I picked up a good, I'd say like 60% of these in store, and had a really great time just looking down the aisles, picking out the colors, swatching the colors, seeing what they actually look like in real life. So IRL. So I like shopping in store, but there's so many ways to shop. I will leave those options linked below as well. So now that we got all the important stuff out of the way, let's sit down, let's grab a snack, and let's test out 46 different lip gloss formulas that are all available at Sephora. Something I want to call out just really quickly, throughout this video, there were a few products and a few maybe like a little bit misleading marketing terms used for some of these glosses. For example, some of them are marketed as a gloss balm, some are marketed as a balmy gloss. You get the idea. So some have both in the title. However, I'm really trying to stick to the best I can, just lip gloss formula. So no lip treatments, no lip conditioners. This is going to be strictly lip glosses to the best of my ability. So now that I got that out of the way, I'll be discussing the price point, the shade ranges, who I think they're good for, the stickiness, the way they feel on my lips, the color payoff. You get the idea. It's going to be everything you need to decide what kind of lip gloss is best for you. So now let's get into it. Now, this might not be a surprise to anyone, but starting things strong. Okay, and if you've watched any of my previous videos where I test every single one of one particular product that is sold at Sephora, I've done bronzers, I've done blush, I've done highlighter. The most affordable product, the most affordable one, has typically gone to Sephora Collection. Now, don't sleep on Sephora Collection products. They are just as high performing and just as amazing as most of the luxury products that they sell on their shelves as well. So to kick things off with a bang, we're going to test out the Sephora Collection Glossed lip gloss. I thought this color was so pretty. This is only $14. And I say only because I feel like that's a really good deal. $14 for a well-formulated lip gloss. Now, no, I have not tried this yet, but I'm going to go out and say that I have high hopes this is going to be a really great formula, because everything I've tried from Sephora Collection, like I just mentioned, has been a hit, has been really well done, really well executed, and is really high quality at an extremely low price. Like, we're talking like drugstore prices when you think about it. Looks very similar to a lip gloss that's following this one in just a bit, but we'll get to that in a minute. Very pretty packaging. It has the color on the lid, which I really like. The shade that I picked up is 40 Sleek. And let's try to hear this very satisfying noise together. Ready? Doe foot applicator is nice and slim. Gonna get the job done. Let's test out and see if there's fragrance. Smells like nothing. So fragrance free. Let's try this out. Color payoff is very nice. I'm getting a nice soft wash of color. So it is tinted. However, they do have a clear one as well. I like this kind of doe foot applicator. It's flat. It's maneuverable, like meaning you can maneuver into the corners of your lips. It's not so big where it's gonna make a goopy mess of your lips. Let's do the test of stickiness. It's quite literally not sticky at all. Feels actually very nourishing. Feels very much like a lip conditioner or like a lip balm, like a treatment kind of product. Give me really nice high shine, really pretty color payoff. Now, normally, you know me, like I would be pairing every single one of these with a lip liner, but I want to really keep it very, very digestible, and I don't want anything else to get in the way of what the product truly looks like. So it's really difficult for me to apply all these without a lip liner, but we're going to do it because it's going to give you the best representation of what it looks like on my lips. So that is the color Sleek. Sephora Collection Gloss has 21 shades, which is amazing. 21 shades. There's going to be multiple shades for everyone. Very inclusive. We really like that. That is honestly amazing. 21 shades is top notch. But I will tell you, it does feel very hydrating. So I will say that it's definitely checking that box and it's definitely delivering that aspect of what it's claiming to do. 21 shades, that's a hit in my book. The price point, phenomenal. Would I go back out and repurchase this one? 100%. There's definitely going to be a color or 2 or 3 or 4 out of those 21 shades. It's going to suit you and what style you're preferring. The feeling, amazing. I think it's a great solid 10 out of 10 for a lip gloss, and it hits all the boxes that I'm looking for. Definitely would recommend this one if you're looking for a great budget-friendly gloss that delivers high shine without stickiness. Now coming in also at $14 and with 8 shades to choose from this time, this is the Sephora collection Outrageous Plump Hydrating Lip Gloss. This is actually a makeup artist's favorite. I've seen this in so many makeup artist kits. I recommend this to so many clients and just so many people I talk to online. They're looking for a really great, affordable lip gloss that's also like plumping, that also has really pretty shades. Now this doesn't have as many shades as the other Sephora collection gloss that is available, but there's still a decent amount of shades, and also they're really, I'm gonna call it, they're really pretty shades too. So they're missing, looks like kind of like a red, but they have more earth tones, some really pretty nudes, a really sheer one, a light peachy, a coral. You get the idea. There's some really pretty shades. I have the shade 02, and this is a really pretty packaging. I just want to call this out one more time. So it has like what is the color of the gloss on the top, and I think this also lends to the fact that it's a makeup artist's favorite, because when you're putting this in your pro kit, sorry to go on like a little rant about makeup artists, but when you're putting things in your pro kit, when they're sitting up in like a container, basically, it's really nice to visually see what color you're grabbing and not have to like pull it down or pull it up, look at the name. You get the idea. Very convenient. So for $14, let's try this out. And I've never tried this on myself, but I have used this in the past on clients and I've recommended it. So I know it's a great product. I just don't have the familiarity with it on my lips. So this will be a new try on for me personally. Let's do it together. The doe foot applicator is actually pretty small, pretty petite, has a little curve to it. I don't remember if this has any fragrance. No fragrance at all. So let's try out this bad boy. And I thought this was a really pretty nude shade. It's screaming for a lip liner, but we're going to test it out without it, just to be fair. As I will with all the lip glosses, I'll be trying them on without lip liner, just so there's no distraction and we can just really focus on the color payoff, the way they look, the way they apply, and have nothing else getting in the way. So I'm dipping it for more product. I find that the applicator is small to the point where you do need to go back in and dip in to get more product, but it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just something to note. If you like a small applicator, you might really enjoy this. Now let's talk about the features of this gloss. We'll be talking about the features of all the glosses that we'll be testing out in this video. So I'm gonna actually pull up the website once more and let's talk about the callouts. The callouts are, it makes lips look fuller and plumper after applying this high shine vibrant lip gloss. It's a gloss type. The benefits are it's plumping. I'm just going to call out that I think it's giving high performance. It's giving the look of luxury at a really, really affordable price. So if you're looking for the ultimate budget friendly lip plumper that's not too overly intense and overly spicy, this one just feels kind of slightly cool on my lips in a really nice, comfortable way. So as I'm wearing it, as it's adapting to my lips, I feel barely a tingle. I really don't feel a tingle at all, to be quite honest. I just feel like a nice, very calm, cooling sensation. Kind of like a gust of wind hit my lips. Like that's the best way I could describe it. But it feels nice. It's not sticky. I'm not getting any connecting bands that are like, you know, from a goopy or gloss formula. So very pleasing, very nice. I don't know how intense the plumping is, like the actual effects of it are. My lips just look nice and smooth and well hydrated and glossy and not like a goopy way. So all in all, I think this is a 10 out of 10, to be quite honest. I would totally go back out and repurchase. There's other colors that I have my eye on that I'd probably pick up. This is definitely a gloss formula that I would put in my pro kit, and I could see why so many makeup artists put this in their kit because it's so affordable. And when you're a makeup artist, you go through lip products so quick because of reapplication. You get the idea. Like you just go through them a lot faster than other products in your professional kit. So all in all, it's just a really good buy, and I highly recommend this one. I think this is going to be a good one for anyone looking for a good, affordable, plumping lip gloss. It's not too intense, not sticky, and not goopy. Next up, jumping to the $16 price range. Not bad, still very, very affordable. Has a very similar packaging to that previous one that we tried from Sephora. This is, oh my gosh, this is so similar. Okay. This is the Tower 28 non-sticky lip oil. Obviously used and looked at like a lip gloss, but they are stated to be a lip oil, like a hydrating non-sticky lip oil. Now, I did not test this in my I tried every tinted lip oil and lip balm at Sephora video, so I thought it'd be very, very fair to try it in this video. And also just to call out, when I look at this, and I've used this product for many years, like since I was introduced to Tower 28, this is one of the products that I thought was like a very much a hero product, a really great product and a great release from them. And I've never looked at this like it's a lip oil. I've always looked at this like it's an actual true lip gloss. So that's exactly why it's in this video. The applicator on this is very simple, just a flat, easy to manage doe foot applicator. The shade that I'm going to be testing out is the shade Almond. However, one of my favorites is the shade Coconut, and I've loved that one for many years. So this is Almond, a really pretty mocha-y neutral brown. So this one for $16 comes in 11 shades. I will say I am familiar with the shade range, and I do think that it's very inclusive. I think there's a lot of great shades, and definitely going to be something for everyone in those 11 shades. So with that said, it's not terrible. It's not like it's like 11 shades of only pink, you know? So non-sticky. This does not have any fragrance whatsoever. So similar applicator, very small. Can get in there, get the job done. This definitely feels very similar to that previous Sephora collection one. There's not even an ounce of stickiness. Feels very hydrating, really nice high shine. This color in particular is really beautiful. I'll definitely be keeping this and using this in lip combos because you know I love a good lip combo. On its own, it looks really pretty. The color payoff is actually very nice. Feels really nice, really hydrating on my lips. I mean, not much else to say. This is a really nice formula. I've used this many times over the years and I've always really liked this formula and always really liked the way it looked on my lips. The wear time, I could tell you, and I could speak to this because I've used this one for so many years. The wear time is excellent. It's not budge proof, but there's not going to be a gloss that's going to be long wearing. The nature of a lip gloss is they're not going to be budge proof, sweat proof, you know, jump in a pool proof. That's just the reality of the formula. But with that said, I can't speak to using this in the past, and it does wear really nice and really lovely on my lips without feeling like it's goopy and sticky and like moving all over the place. So really nice formula. I definitely would recommend this one if you're looking for an also great affordable lip gloss. This is one to check out for sure. And would I repurchase this one? 100%. Really nice, solid gloss. If you're looking for all those things, this is one to check out. Okay, next up, we're jumping into the $18 price point. And I will just say, like, as we get to higher price points, when the component and the size, even if it's just like the visual size of it, gets smaller and smaller, I start to get more and more disappointed. Also, this only comes in 6 shades. This is the Glossier Glassy High Shine Lip Gloss. You know, like, just bump it up to 10. You know, like, let's just go for like a nice even 10 now that 6 isn't an even number, but 10 is a lot more fun to say, like that there's 10 shades available, not just 6. Very, very limited stock. When I picked this up in store at Sephora, it was like the least exciting one that I picked up. $18, 6 shades, supposed to be glassy, high shine. Doesn't say anything about not being sticky. So let me actually click on the description of this. A comfortable lip gloss that leaves lips feeling cushiony and moisturized with a glassy, high shine finish without stickiness. Okay. Has jojoba oil in it, vitamin E. Let's just try it out. The shade that I picked up, can you guys read that? Cause I can't read it at all. But it's the shade pink. Lucky I have this pulled up on my Sephora app. So very small little bloop component. Little doe foot applicator, which is very nice. Nothing wrong with that. No fragrance to it. Let's test out pink. Doesn't spread as nice as the previous glosses that we've just tested out. I'm already dipping back in for more, which tells me the formula is a bit thicker. I'm not getting that like easy spread that I got previously, you know. And for $18, this just feels like Cracker Jack. Like I gotta have a Cracker Jack machine. I don't know. It definitely does feel sticky. It feels like goopy. It doesn't feel like emollient in a really nice, comfortable way. This feels like I have some goopiness on my... Do you hear that? That drives me crazy. This feels like I have some like actual like goopiness going on, which I'm not a fan of. The rest of them felt so nice and so just felt very luxe on my lips, honestly. Oh yeah, I'm getting those like bands. Oh, I will start spiraling when I see like those like the goopy gloss bands. Do you see that? No. Oh, I'm getting like goopy corners of my mouth. Oh, no. I want to take this off my lips so quick. Not satisfying at all. Not much to say about this except it's just, oh, what? This was not my cup of tea. Way too goopy. definitely is quite sticky. Like goopy and sticky are my two least favorite ways to describe a lip gloss formula or anything I put on my lips, to be quite honest. With that said, it's $18. It's not like the most expensive one. Trust me, we're going to get to very expensive ones in just a bit. The shade range is kind of laughable in my opinion. Like 6 shades is not enough. The goopiness and that stickiness, no, not for me. So for that reason, I think the price point is not great. I think the texture of the formula is not great. The color payoff is just whatever. It's more sheer, and like we're going to have many sheer ones to come, trust me. So it's really not based on that. I would say absolutely skip this formula from Glossier. This is nothing to write home about and definitely not worth your hard-earned money out there. So skip this one. Would I go back out and repurchase it? No. Did I have to purchase it for this video? Yes. And it is what it is. And I'll probably pass this on to maybe my niece. Might enjoy it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Glossier one. This one's definitely a hard no for me. Okay, jumping into the $19 price range. This is a new release, and you already know I really enjoy the Caliray Lip Guard. This is SPF 31. It's a hydrating lip gloss balm. So again, however, we're going to be testing out because this does have a traditional applicator like a regular gloss would, and I'm really excited to try this. So 5 shades to choose from. I wish there were more. 5 is not enough to like satisfy all of us. However, I will say I'm looking at the shade range online right now, and there's 5 really beautiful shades. I do feel like there's going to be at least one to choose from that's going to satisfy your needs and wants. However, I do hope to see them expand the shade range in the future. This also says to offer a high shine, non-sticky, semi-sheer lip gloss balm that hydrates and smooths lines while SPF 31 protection against UVA and UVB rays. So it's a lip balm, lip treatment, but it's also a gloss. It's hydrating, supposed to be non-sticky. Let's try it on. I am so excited to try this on. This reminds me a lot of the color corrector, like that grooved, very satisfying. Also, I'm just going to point out, if you have any kind of mobility issues, I feel like this is going to be a very easy product to open up. So we like that over here as well. Cute packaging, but let's try this bad boy out. Okay, bigger doe foot applicator. This does have some type of fruitiness to it. Kind of has like a sweetness to it. Smells a little sweet and a little fruity. It's very subtle, but there's something there. Kind of smells like a little bit of like a juicy fruit, basically. Not bad, but just calling out there. And I got the shade, I should call that out too. I got the shade Echo, and it just looked like the prettiest soft lavender. And I've been really obsessed with lavender recently for my lips. And this is so far giving me very soft lilac lavender vibes. Really pretty. I'm looking at the monitor right now. The color payoff is actually really nice for being sheer and balmy. There is no stickiness, there's no grossness, there's no lip gloss bands forming, which, oh my gosh, is the worst thing. Very satisfying. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more because honestly it feels incredible on my lips. The fragrance, like, that's very subtle, but it's very subtle. Just want to call that out there one more time. For $19, I feel like you get a really big component with a decent amount of product. Color payoff, very nice. The feeling overall is really nice. It's like a nice creamy finish. It just looks really pretty. I would wear this with a lip liner on top of a lipstick. You name it, you'll definitely see me using this for a lip combo because I really am enjoying this. I feel like this is gonna be good for anyone looking for a nicely pigmented gloss that's not sticky, that's not gonna feel goopy on your lips. And for anyone who has dry lips as well, I feel like this is also gonna be a really nice option. It's still very decently affordable at 19 bucks. And everything from Caliray is very reasonably priced. They remind me a lot of like Rare Beauty's price points, where you're always pleasantly surprised by like the affordability of their brand. Very much like Caliray as well. So their price point is so nice and so refreshing, and I hope they stay that way. But that is the Caliray Lip Guard SPF 31. Would I repurchase this? Definitely. I'm already looking at other shades I want to pick up, so I'll keep you posted on which one I get in the future, but I would definitely recommend this one for all those reasons. And I think this is a really top-notch, nice formula that I'm very much enjoying right now. It's just pretty. It's nice. Great formula. Okay, moving on up. For $20, you can get the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the packaging. Very nice packaging. This is very reminiscent and reminds me of like the old school liquid lipstick formula that Anastasia came out with in like 2015. That just took over our lives. Like, this is bringing me back to, circa 2015, 16, 17 makeup era, also known as the best makeup era ever. Okay. So this is giving me that vibe, same exact component. It feels very affordable for like a slightly higher end brand. Like, they could have definitely like sold this for like $26 and nobody would have bat an eye because it's Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I feel like $20 is really affordable for the brand. Just gonna say that they offer 20 shades in their lip gloss formula. Now that is really cool, really awesome. And they have shades ranging from shimmers to clear to more creamy, opaque ones like this one right here. This is the shade Latte. Let's try it on. I don't believe there's any major call outs for this gloss. It does say it's a fully pigmented, weightless lip gloss formula in a lacquer and luster finish. I'm going to test out the lacquer one. So Latte, it is. This has a hint of a vanilla fragrance, which I personally really love and really gravitate towards lip products and anything on my lips that smells more like sweet and more vanilla-y, especially if it's like a soft, subtle vanilla. I feel like that's more universally acceptable and more like people are okay with that versus like something that's overly floral, overly like, you know, perfumey on their lips. This is very subtle and not in your face at all. It smells really nice, actually. Just note, it is somewhat scented. Now let's apply it. This has a traditional flat doe foot applicator. Again, great for getting in there and laying down an even amount of product. This is quite pigmented, so it's definitely delivering that lacquer look it's stating to have. So it's not like it's saying it's a full pigment gloss and it's not delivering. This is quite literally delivering lipstick type pigmentation in a gloss vessel. Feels really nice. You know, I have to say, I've always been a big fan of Anastasia's lip products. The liquid lipstick will forever hold a place in my heart. Like, forever, I will be a fan of that product, whether I want to admit it or not. I still love a liquid lipstick, and they were like some of the pioneers of liquid lipsticks. Let's give it to them. Their lip liners are some of my favorites. So I'm not surprised that I really like this lip gloss. I've liked it in the past. I like it now. I like the lacquer ones more than like the shimmery ones, just personally, because I think their lacquer shades are really, really pretty, like really gorgeous. Like that shade's gorgeous. And there's no stickiness. There's no lip bands. There's no like gross goopiness going on. The slight vanilla fragrance is barely there. Barely noticeable at this point. I've had it on my lips for a couple of seconds and it's already dissipating and I'm not getting watts of it. So if you are someone who really is hesitant to have any fragrance with their makeup and their cosmetics, I still don't think you would be opposed to this one. It's very soft, very, very nice, just very subtle. So would I recommend this one from Anastasia? Based on so many things, 100%. If you're wanting like a full pigment lip gloss that's non-sticky, that is nice and creamy and that's not goopy and gross on your lips, then this is definitely one to check out. And they have other options too. They have a clear one, they have shimmers, they have the opaque ones like this one right here. So if you're looking for a variety of finishes, I think they're going to definitely have you covered. The fact that they have 20 different shades to choose from makes me really happy. And also the price point, $20, not bad for Anastasia Beverly Hills, I just gotta say. So would I recommend this formula? 100%, a really good classic go-to formula that I think you should absolutely check out. Would I repurchase this? Yes, time and time again, and I'll probably pick up another one and who knows, a year by the time I run out of this one, but it's just a great solid formula. No bans. Okay, now also for $20, speaking of a good price point that is just so refreshing still in like the makeup world where prices are astronomically expensive, 20 bucks, everything at Rare Beauty is always very, very affordable, like I mentioned earlier, but for 20 bucks, you can get the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balm. So again, gray area, it's marketed as a glossy balm. I did not try this in my whole entire haul of trying every tinted lip balm at Sephora. So this is a fresh start for us in this video. We're going to be just categorizing it as lip gloss because it is both. So 6 shades to choose from. Wish there were more. However, looking again at the shades on the website, they look very, very well-rounded. There's definitely going to be something for everyone in this group, and they all look very flattering and very pretty. So I picked up the shade Near the Apricot, something that is not... I wanted to go do something different. I am not normally a coral person or an apricot person ever, and I also don't like orange on myself. For being a like neutral olive undertone, I really like more like bubblegummy pinks, more like pastel pinks, and I don't ever lean towards like corals or apricot shades like this one. So I thought I would dive out of my comfort zone for this video, show you something different, because it's a really beautiful shade, and I feel like this is universally very flattering. It's just not my cup of tea. So cheers to getting out of our comfort zone. Really nice packaging. It's like squared off. I feel like good for mobility issues because it has a flat side and a round side. You're able to like really grip it and open it up. Let's see if there's a satisfying, small doe foot applicator, just like that. Zero fragrance, $20, 6 shades. Now this one might feel more balmy because it is a gloss balm, so I don't imagine this is going to be sticky. However, that's a very unsatisfying amount on the applicator, so let me dive in for more. Let's read a little bit more about this product because I feel like there may be some other claims. So it says to be a hydrating, non-sticky, long-lasting lip gloss that cushions lips all day with soft, nourishing color and shine. This is a gloss. So this actually says the formulation type, and it says it's a gloss, but it's hydrating. Feels like a lip mask. I mean, it definitely feels more like a lip balm. It does not give like glossy vibes at all, like that glossy kind of feeling. And even the shine is more muted. It's not as intense as some of the other ones I've just previously shown on my lips. Oh, I'm getting that band, the weird bands. Oh yeah. See, it's thin, but it's still got a goopiness to it that I might just be being overly critical, because that's the whole point of this video, is so you can decide which formula is going to be best for you. But I don't prefer the texture of this right now. I would prefer this texture at night when I'm going to bed because it feels really nice. And who cares if I have bands when I'm in bed? I mean, poor Mitch would have to see it, but you know, that's no big deal. But when I'm walking around, if I'm talking to someone, I'd be really self-conscious if I had this product on my lips, thinking that I might have those like connecting, like grippy bands. You know what I mean? It's just not something that I want to deal with, especially when there's other formulas that are not going to give that kind of effect, basically. All in all, it does feel very nice, feels very balmy, feels very conditioning. I just don't like the goopiness of it. There's a bit of a goop factor happening, which is why I'm getting those bands. So for that reason, I don't think that I recommend this one, and I wouldn't go back out and repurchase it. The color's pretty. It's very subtle. It's definitely not giving a whole lot of color, which is fine. It's a gloss balm, so it's not gonna give off a ton of opacity like that Anastasia lip lacquer does. A little underwhelming. And for being marketed as a gloss as well as a balm, I don't recommend this one for those reasons, and I will not go back out and repurchase this one from Rare Beauty. In case I forgot to mention, there's no fragrance to this. Okay, moving on up to $21, and for $21, I just have to tell you right away, this is one of my favorite lip gloss formulas at Sephora. I love this formula so much, and it's still very affordable for 21 bucks. I'm gonna go back and say, like, if they sold this for $28, I wouldn't bat an eye because it would just make sense. So for $21, I feel like this is still a really, really nice price point, especially for Huda Beauty and the quality that they pump out. I think they have great quality. So this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filler non-sticky lip gloss. They have so many shades to choose from. In fact, let me actually look at how many shades there are. Actually, there's only 11. I lied. The reason why I thought there were more is because they've had many different like limited edition shades that they don't carry anymore. So in my head, I feel like they've launched so many shades. As of right now, as of filming this video, there's just 11 to choose from, which is still not bad. At least it's not 6. At least it's not 5. We're way better. So I have the shade, I have many shades just to put that out there, but one of my favorite shades I've been using the most lately is Ooh Baby. So you baby. So pretty. I've been on my like pastel pink gloss kick, and this one just really satisfies that craving for that kind of pastel color. This is supposed to be a hydrating, non-sticky lip gloss for high shine lips that visibly smooth and blurs fine lines. 21 bucks. 11 shades to choose from. Let's try this on, even though I can tell you I love this gloss. I also love the component. I think it's a really nice gloss component. It does have a bigger doe foot applicator. It's unique in the sense where it's kind of rounded but then flat on one side, and it's got a pointed tip so you can still get in there easily and apply it to all like the nooks and crannies of your lips. Now, this does have like the tiniest bit of like a whisper of vanilla as well. Very similar to the Anastasia. Very underwhelming, like not overwhelming. It's not in your face. I just want to point out there is like a slight hint of vanilla happening, but it's really subtle. It's really nice. And so I like this doe foot because it's big, but it still gets the job done with that pointed flat tip. This is Ooh Baby. And there's definitely a wide variety of really beautiful shades to choose from. There's even like some crystal clear ones. There's some deeper shades. There's ones that have shimmer. There's ones that are just creamy like this one. I like them all. There's really not a Huda Beauty gloss that I don't like. So it's one I always recommend. It definitely does have a line filling quality to it. Like I will say that. I don't see any of the grooves and basically any texture. I mean, you see some naturally, but like there's barely any texture going on. You do get a little bit, I just saw a little band. I don't normally notice that when I wear this gloss, so that's interesting. I wonder if it's like a one-time deal. They're definitely not sticky at all. They feel very nourishing, very emollient. They have a thicker quality to them without being goopy, which I really appreciate. So with that said, since they are a slightly thicker texture, I find that these last a very decent amount of time on my lips. And my favorite way to wear these is on top of a lip liner, as a lip topper, on top of a liquid lipstick. You get it. But I just really enjoy this formula, and I feel like it just makes my lips look very smooth, very moisturized, and very like plumped up. As long as you don't mind a little hint of vanilla, And as long as you like a slightly thicker formula, it's going to be longer wearing on your lips, then this is definitely one to check out. Probably in like the top 10 of the glosses that we're going to be checking out in this video. Moving up to $22. Another top. This has been one of my favorite formulas for the longest time. Like since Fenty Beauty has been a brand and since they've been available to purchase, I have absolutely rode hard for the Fenty Beauty gloss balms. The original shades I still keep in my professional kit. Glass Slipper, I believe is the name, or I think it's Glass Slipper, is one of my most tried and true shades I've ever used in my kit, and it looks just universally beautiful on top of all lip colors and lip shades and all that kind of stuff. So I love this formula. This one in particular is one that I've been interested in. It's the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. This is crystally and beautiful, and you know going into Fenty Beauty that they're going to be super inclusive, that they're going to have a super huge range to choose from because, hello, it's Fenty Beauty. Like they're the ones that put like a million shades of foundation. They make that the norm. So let's just check out how many shades exactly there is to choose from. Okay, so in the shimmers alone, there's 8, but there's also the creamy formula. So they have there's like a wide variety, okay? There's 5 to choose from in the creams. All are really beautiful, and those are $23. Now, Fenty also has Gloss Bomb Oil. Love that formula. It's superb. They also have a cooling one. I mean, they have so many to choose from. Like, they've like taken over the lip category. They have 6 shades to choose from in that. But in the Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer category, which this belongs to, there are 8 shades to choose from, and this formula in particular is $22. Now, this also has a call out claim that says it's an ultimate gotta have it lip gloss with explosive shine that feels as good as it looks. I'm going to agree with them 100% because I've loved this formula for a long time. Highlighting ingredients are shea butter to condition your lips. Let's try it on together. In case you've never tried this formula, I would be pretty surprised because this is one of their top sellers at Sephora. And I also love this packaging. It's embossed on the lid. Really cool. Cool like diamond-y shape. I love the big doe foot on this applicator. And I'm a huge fan, in case you didn't know. Now this has some sort of like fruitiness to it. It's not intense, but there's like definitely a soft, very subtle hint of like a fruity fragrance to it. Such pretty shine. And look at that shimmer. It's so beautiful. It has such a beautiful amount of shimmer without being, it's still like very sophisticated. It's like a sophisticated shimmer. It's not something you would get at, like a kid's clothing store, basically. Cannot think of the word, but very nice. Not like chunky glitter particles, non-sticky, not goopy. I can tell you firsthand these wear very well. That's why I keep so many of these in my professional makeup kit. It's pretty much the only gloss formula I keep in my pro kit. I do have a Huda Beauty in there as well, but this is the one that I always refill, like this particular formula, because it works on everyone. It looks really nice and smooth on the lips, doesn't feel goopy, and all those bad things. So I feel like this is like a standout formula that's one to always check out between this one and the Huda Beauty. Those are just my universal favorites and the ones I recommend the most. So would I go back out and repurchase these? Yes, because I do it all the time, both for me and for the kit, because the kit runs out of these pretty quickly. If you're looking for a really great, pretty long-lasting lip gloss formula that has so many different finishes and variety of shades to choose from, this is definitely the one to get. Don't be afraid of the fragrance. It is literally so minor and so undetectable once it's on your lips. I promise you that fragrance, it dissipates so quick. I don't even smell it right now on my lips. And even for someone who is the most like adverse to like wearing something that has any kind of fragrance in it, I promise you I don't think this would bother you at all. I would be shocked if it did. I would definitely recommend any and all of the formulas from Fenty Beauty. They are just some of the best lip glosses I've ever tried. Okay, sticking with the $22 theme, and this one is one that's going to be familiar to you. So if you caught my I tested every tinted lip balm and lip oil at Sephora video a few months back, then you'll recognize this one. We did test this one out, and there's a reason for that. There is a gray area in terms of the marketing of this product. This is marketed as a hydrating lip gloss oil, which is why it was in that previous video and which is why it's in this video as well. Now, I really don't have many complaints about this lip gloss, lip oil situation, at least nothing that I remember from that video. So I don't remember having any strong opinions of it, either loving it or hating it. So with that said, let's try it again. It's been a minute. I don't really remember my thoughts on the product, and I haven't really used it much since I filmed that video. So I'm excited to try this again, basically. There are 12 shades to choose from in this formula, which is nice. And looking at the shade range, they're all really pretty. There's a good wide range of brights, neutrals, earth tones, a really pretty berry. So there's definitely something for everyone in this collection. $22. I have the shade Disco. Now the formulation type that they're saying this is a lip gloss, lip balm treatment. So it's pretty much everything. It's the entire kitchen sink in one product, which could be good and bad. This is described as the slip of a lip oil and the high shine of a sheer tinted gloss meets the hydration of a balm. This non-sticky lip gloss oil hybrid keeps lips as nourished as they are glossy, which I want to say it did do all those things. So let's try it out again. Smaller doe foot. Zero fragrance. I miss it. I wish there was some vanilla in there, but that's just me. Okay, I remember liking this color. I like the doe foot. I like the application. The color payoff is decent. It's definitely, more opaque in the bottle where there's like a huge amount of it. On the lips, it looks a little bit more sheer, but I'm not mad at it. It's still really pretty. Feels very basic. Feels very like universally pleasing formula, and it definitely is not sticky at all. I do remember that. It's kind of coming back to me. There's definitely no stickiness to it. It's just kind of perfect, to be honest. It's like there's nothing wrong with it, but there's also nothing that really like blows me away, which is good and bad. Like there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's just a nice simple formula that I think anyone can enjoy, anyone will use, and if you buy it, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna like it. You're definitely gonna use it up till it's gone. I just haven't because I have an overwhelming amount of products that I test out on a regular basis, and unless something like really knocks my socks off, it can definitely just kind of fall over to the side where I forget about it until it comes up in this video. So, with that said, it's definitely delivering what it says it's going to deliver. Non-sticky, it's not goopy. There's no bands happening, which is great. There's no fragrance to it. It feels very nourishing on my lips, which is also very nice. Color payoff is pretty, definitely very pretty. Would I recommend it? I do. I think this is a really solid formula, and it's $22. That's not bad at all. Not bad for Say. Not bad for any brand. So I think this is a good standout one to pick out and to choose. And if you do pick this one up, I think you're really going to enjoy it. Okay, similar situation. I did test this in my other previous haul video, just like I did with the Say. Now, this was absolutely in that video because it is a tinted oil. I felt like I should put this in this video because a lot of people do refer to these as glosses, and Merit doesn't have another option as far as like a lip oil and then a lip gloss. So I thought it'd be just fair to put this in this video for that reason. But again, gray area. I made the executive decision to put this in this video, even though it is pretty much clearly stated as a lip oil. But we're here now. So there's 12 shades to choose from, all very pretty shades too. There's some shimmers, there's some like more opaque creamy shades like this one. This is the shade Taupe, and now it's bringing back some memories because this is so not a taupe shade, unless there's a different taupe out there that I just don't know about. But let's talk about the formula. All right, so this is where it's confusing, okay? And this is why this is also in this video. It is called a tinted lip oil. But when you look under the formulation type in the description of this product online at Sephora, it says lip gloss. So again, gray area. Which one is it? Is it both? This says it's a lightweight tinted lip oil that gives a wash and moisturizing color with a high shine finish for hydrated, healthy lips. Let's try this on again together for $24. The shade Taupe. Very small applicator, by the way. Very small doe foot applicator. Very nice packaging. I mean, we all know Merit has quite luxurious, very pretty packaging, and this is no exception. It's even like embossed on the lid. So very luxe packaging that will look very nice in your handbag, in your makeup bag, on your counter. So this does have some tint to it too. And I will say the tint is delivering, but you do need to layer it to get to reach the full opacity of it. So I'm layering it up. It's a very thin formula. I found that these didn't last long, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. It just didn't feel like it was a whole lot. It's very, very thin. It feels comfortable on your lips. It feels nice on your lips, but it just doesn't have the longevity that some of these other lip glosses have. So for that reason, I didn't love it. It just kind of was underwhelming. And also it's feathering out already. Why? Interesting. It's feathering, and I just put on my lips. It's just too thin. I don't know. To me, it's too thin. It's too watery. When it's a thinner formula, you have less control and you have less longevity, typically speaking. I don't know. I just don't really go crazy over this one at all. It's nice, but would I go back out and repurchase it? No. So with that said, I don't really recommend this one. It's just not my favorite one, to be quite honest. And it's not that it's really expensive. It's just not knocking my socks off. So for that reason, I don't love this one and I don't really recommend it. But just to call out quickly, there's no fragrance to it and there's no goopiness. So it did check those boxes, but I still want to go out and get it again. It's just underwhelming to me. We have another favorite of mine, one that I forget about every once in a while, but I don't know why I do, because I love this formula so much. And I actually have so many of these. I just got to show you really quick how much I love this next formula. And I've loved it for years. It's one of my favorite products from Kosas. But these are the Kosas wet lip oil, but these are described as a lip oil lip gloss on the website. So for that reason, it's in this video. I love this formula. I've loved it for a million years. Like I said, there's so many beautiful shades. I love all the shades, really. I mean, there's not really one shade that I don't like except for like the bright red one. There's 11 shades to choose from, so not bad, but not like knock your socks off. But they are really well-rounded shades. It's a really well-rounded group of shades, so I definitely think there's gonna be something, if not multiple shades that you're gonna like for everyone. So with that said, really nice formula. I have loved this one so much. I'm gonna stop telling you how much I love it. I'm gonna put it on my lips. I also just love the packaging. I know it's not about the packaging, but when you're buying makeup, you kind of want to be wined and dined, and I feel like this just really wine and dines you, and it's also very easy to grab and to open. I'm just a big fan. I'm a really big fan of this product. So Kosas, they never have anything fragrance in their collection, but just to make sure, yeah, there's no fragrance of this. This is one of my favorite shades I'm going to put on. It's the shade Unhooked. I also love Unbuttoned. I love, oh gosh, there's so many. I love Unzipped, Exposed. So this is supposed to be a peptide lip treatment, lip oil, and gloss all in one that visibly plumps and hydrates, all while providing a juicy slick of color. I would agree with all these things. They threw the kitchen sink in this in terms of like the marketing and what it's supposed to do, but they actually deliver. I do enjoy this small little applicator. I've used this one in my kit on clients that have really dry lips and never had complaints. It's like emollient. They're very pigmented. So if you want like a good tinted lip balm, lip gloss, lip oil hybrid situation that actually gives you good color payoff and actually wears a really decent amount of time, then this is absolutely one of my favorite ones to check out. They just feel so good. I'm applying more, not because I have to, but because I love the way these feel. So pretty. They have shimmer ones, they have creamy ones. The one I'm putting on is obviously creamy. There's no stickiness. There's no like grossness. There's no like goopiness. It's cushiony and lovely on your lips. I cannot recommend this one enough, honestly. I feel like this is one of the best ones if you're looking for a tinted lip gloss that's non-sticky, non-fragrance, and if you have dry lips, this will really nourish your lips and leave them in better condition than they started out with, which is always good. So would I go back out and repurchase this one from Kosas? 1,000,000%. I've purchased so many. I've gotten many people hooked on this formula. I love it, and I recommend this to anyone looking for a good, solid tinted lip gloss oil situation that is non-sticky and non-gross on your lips. So for my dry lip people out there that want a beautiful product that's not sticky, this is absolutely the one to check out. 100% recommend this one from Kosas. Look how good that shade is. I love this shade. I have to keep this out so I remember to use it. Okay, are you ready for a blast from the past? One that's going to bring back so many memories, I'm assuming. I don't know, unless you're really, really young watching this video. And if you are, let me just tell you about a classic, iconic lip gloss formula, the Lancome Juicy Tubes. This is like an original. This is literally like the OG of glosses. I love this formula so much. It's not even funny. I'm shocked to see the online that says there's only 9 shades available. I remember there being like just a wealth of different shades to choose from in these Lancomes. Maybe they discontinued a lot of them. Maybe this is just the ones that they've kept on. Either way, I picked up the shade Tickled Pink. I feel like it's a very suitable pink, like that would suit all skin tones, and just it's a really beautiful one. And Lancome just does these right. Like these are so iconic, so classic. For $25, you can get the Lancome Juicy Tubes, the OG of OG lip glosses, okay? Let's try this bad boy on. And this is the only one, this is one of the only ones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that has a squeezy applicator and not a doe foot. So I'm gonna squeeze this on, I'm gonna apply it all over, and I'll tell you what my thoughts are. But right off the bat, there's quite a bit of fruity fragrance, but it smells amazing. It smells juicy, hence the name, like very, very juicy, like juicy, fresh fruit. It smells delicious. It's like intoxicating, but just note, it is quite fragranced. But these are iconic. They really are. If you have memories of using the Juicy Tubes from Lancome, please drop those memories in the comments below. I would love to read them and just geek out with you all. The tint on this one is really nice. They do make ones that are just clear, with like crystal, with like just shimmer, but this is one that has quite a bit of opacity to it. Now, I'm not remembering the bands, but they are there. So just something to note. The inner like young person in me wants to just ignore them and just talk about how amazing this formula is, but those are just, they're there. So I'm gonna wipe a bit off while I talk. Now, $25, you get a heck of a lot of product for $25. Like that's a lot of product in this tube. Like this will take you eternity, years to go through this amount. I want to call it really quick. It says it's an original juicy lip balm with ultra high shine for a fuller lip effect. The perfect cushiony texture keeps lips hydrated for up to 4 hours. Vitamin E to soften lips is like the main ingredient. It's free of parabens. So it does have fragrance. It is quite thick. There's no stickiness. However, I'm going to be very honest, even though you know I love this and I'm like so nostalgic over it, it is a goopy gloss. I'm just going to call it as I see it, and I'm going to be very brutally honest. So even though Lancome, Juicy Tubes, I love you. Please don't be mad at me, but you are goopy. Definitely err on less is more, like err on that side of caution, where if you put too much in the inner part of your lip, you're going to get those bands that are not flattering. But they're going to be there, and it's definitely a goopier formula gloss. So just something to note. However, it's not sticky, and it does overall feel very nice on my lips and very cushiony and very nourishing on my lips. Would I go back out and repurchase this? I would, just because of pure nostalgic reasons. Are there better formulas on the market? Yes. We're going to acknowledge that 100%. Huda, Kosas, Fenty, even like just Sephora collection brands for $14 is a better product. But do I still love it? It still holds a major place in my heart, 100%. So take what you will from that. Do I recommend it? I don't not recommend it. I just want to give you all the facts so you can make your best decisions. So if you want to go for pure nostalgia and you love something that's like fruity fragrance, then you will enjoy it. Just less is more. Such an iconic product. Look how pretty it is. Goopiness aside, it's a really pretty gloss. It makes me happy. Next up, for $25, you can get the Clinique Pop Plush Creamy Lip Gloss. Now, if you go on the Sephora website, there's actually 2 Clinique glosses to choose from. However, one was not available, so I only picked up this one just as an FYI in case you're wondering why there's only one Clinique gloss that we're testing out. This is the only one that was available. It's $25. It comes in 3 different shades. I picked up the iconic Black Honey. And if you don't know, Black Honey is an iconic shade from Clinique. They've had a lipstick called Black Honey for, 20 years. It's been like an iconic cult favorite, essentially. So this is the Black Honey gloss. We're going to try this out together. We're going to see how it feels on my lips, and we'll see if it's worth $25. First things first, let's talk about the applicator. Okay, nice small doe foot applicator. Now the callouts for this lip gloss are it's a creamy, non-sticky, moisturizing formula. So let's try this out. This is going to have a nice wash of tint. And it's that classic, very iconic Black Honey shade that Clinique is really known for with their lip products. It's a really gorgeous shade. Wow. So far, I'm getting a really nice amount of opacity with it. It's giving me a nice wash of color that looks even, which is great. I would absolutely wear something like this with a lip liner. So just a little reminder, it's not going to look the best it can. Tinted lip glosses are going to look always the best when they're framed with a lip liner. So they look nice and clean, and so the color doesn't feather out as you're wearing them. So it's actually a pretty thin feeling. Like, it doesn't feel thick, doesn't feel goopy. There's no stickiness. It actually just feels really comfortable, really moisturizing, really hydrating on my lips. It actually feels more like a balm. I take that back. Not so much hydrating like a more liquid formula. This feels more like a nourishing balm, like a tinted lip balm. So if you want something that's tinted that gives you like a nice high amount of shine without that sticky, tacky, glossy feeling, without being overly goopy, this is a really good option that has a really beautiful amount of color. Like, that's gorgeous. I think this is really well done, and for $25, I think it's a really good price point for Clinique as well. Would I go back out and repurchase this one? I don't see why I wouldn't. However, I do wish there was more variety of shades to choose from, because 3 is very limiting in my opinion. So if they made more shades, then I probably would go back out and repurchase it, because it does feel very nice on my lips. Super comfortable, no stickiness. Do I recommend this one? If you're looking for a non-sticky, nourishing, very cushiony kind of product to wear on your lips that gives you like the high shine of a gloss without that stickiness, then I think it's a really good option. Relatively affordable. I just wish there was more shades. So those are my thoughts on the Clinique Pop Plush Creamy Lip Gloss. Okay, coming up at $26. This is very new, very fresh to the Sephora aisles. It's the Makeup by Mario Hydrating Super Shine Lip Gloss. These come in 11 different shades. I've said this in previous videos that the shades, although they look really beautiful, and they really are, like when you visually look at them, like on the gondola or on the website, when you see the swatches, they look very beautiful, and they are very beautiful. However, they're all very sheer, so they end up looking very similar to one another. So I don't love that about them. And for this video, I'm going to be testing out and applying the shade Midnight Mauve. Really nice name. It's a really pretty color too. And it is pretty. I just wish there was, for me personally, and this might just be like truly a personal preference. I just wish it had more of like an opacity to it because the colors are so pretty that I would love to see more color payoff because they are so pretty. If that does that make sense? This is $26, like I mentioned. It is 11 different shades to choose from. This is an actual true lip gloss, but the call outs I want to mention are it's a super shiny lip gloss that quickly hydrates and smooths for lasting comfort with a glass-like finish. Yeah, okay. Pomegranate extract locks in moisture, jojoba oil nourishes. A lot of like the more, standard ingredients are in this lip gloss. So let me show you the doe foot. It has a nice doe foot. I do feel like this doesn't give you a lot of product all at once, so you have to like dip back in multiple times, which actually does help to keep this stopper and this whole component a lot cleaner. So there is some pluses and some negatives. The negative would be that you're going to want to dip in for more pretty quickly. So Midnight Mauve is the shade. These they don't have like an actual fragrance, but I'm getting a hint of something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's a little vanilla, actually. I wonder if it says it. Let me actually read this. Hold on, please. There's something that I'm getting from this. Maybe it's like the actual jojoba oil. I don't know. Maybe not. It is very hydrating. It is very nourishing. It does feel very nice. Like I mentioned, I just wish that these were maybe a little bit more noticeable on my lips, like they're simple. They're very, very simple, but like they're just too simple for my liking. I like makeup and it's like a little bit more impact than what I'm getting with these Makeup by Mario glosses. So for that reason, that's why I just never have had like the best first impression of them, although they're really nice. And this does feel very, very nice on my lips. I just wish it was giving a little bit more, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about being fragranced. So I'm just going to go out and say that it's not necessarily fragrance, but you do get a hint of something, and it's probably something that's in the ingredients. So now the feel is very actually lightweight. I feel like it's actually absorbing into my lips relatively quickly. It's not really like sitting on top. It's actually like penetrating my lips like a lip balm. With that said, it doesn't actually feel like a lip gloss to me. The shine is there, but it's not over the top shiny. So you're not really getting that like satisfaction of like, lots of high shine and lots of like reflective particles. Basically, it's very simple. There's no goopiness, which is great. There's zero stickiness, a absolute plus. The price point is not bad. It's $26. And like I mentioned, there are plenty of shades to choose from. They're all just very relatively sheer. Like they all pretty much look the same once they're applied to your lips, especially if you're like me and you have very pigmented lips on your own. Then the color payoff is really not going to make a big difference on your lips. So just something to note. I'd say this is good for someone who wants more of a natural lip gloss that's not super intense, not super glossy, high shine finish, a little bit more understated. And also good for someone who wants a more conditioning lip gloss that doesn't feel like a gloss, but gives you like some shine like a gloss would. Either way, would I go back out and repurchase these? No, I wouldn't. Just for the reasons I stated earlier. But do I recommend them? Yes, for that particular person that wants a very simple, not too fussy of a formula that doesn't give off too much color and doesn't give off too much shine, but overall feels nice on their lips. If that makes sense to you, then you should pick up the Makeup by Mario. For me, it's a pass. Okay, next up, also for $26 and also comes in 11 shades. There's lots of thoughts on this one online. There's not that many great thoughts of this product. However, I have to tell you, I really like this. This is the Makeup Forever Super Boost Moisturizing and Plumping Lip Gloss. So again, 11 shades. This is the shade Anywhere Caffeine. So they replicated that Makeup Forever classic lip liner in the shade Anywhere Caffeine, which I don't know if you know this about me, but I love that lip liner. I love that lip liner so much. Probably one of my top 3 favorite lip liners of all time. So it says a lot. So this is the matching shade in a gloss form. There's a lot of people that really just don't like this gloss, and I found this out through you guys in the community. Really, you guys telling me that a lot of people didn't like this gloss and that you were surprised that I liked it. I like it. I find it to be a really nice gloss. It has some pizzazz to it. It has good pigment and good color payoff. I don't remember it being sticky. And I remember liking it for that reason. But let's try it on once again together for this video. Let me first show you again the component. It's a pretty small but mighty gloss. It has a pretty big size doe foot applicator. Reminds me a little bit of the Huda Beauty one where it's kind of flat but also has a pointed tip. I remember this has some kind of scent to it, but I can't pinpoint. Was it minty? Yeah. Okay. All right. This is like the only hiccup, honestly. Oh yeah. You taste it. Oof. I forgot about that. Okay. All right. So there is, when I'm getting those bands already, it's interesting because I did have such a good first impression of this gloss. And I remember really liking it. Now, I haven't gone back to it in a while, so I guess my thoughts have changed, or maybe I forgot certain things, or I blocked them out that I didn't like. But so far, I am being reminded of the odd fragrance. There's a little bit of there's an odd fragrance going on, and I can't tell if it's minty or like chemical-y or floral. It's like different notes that are hitting me all at once. Maybe it's the iced tea on my breath that I'm smelling. No, there's some mintiness to it. I definitely just ate a little bit of it on accident. Okay. Yeah, there's a really odd fragrance happening. The best way I can describe it is it's kind of like there's some kind of a cooling mint to it, but it's not like menthol. It's not like pepperminty. Oof, those bands are rough. However, they're definitely not sticky. I will tell you that. That's one thing that you could check off the list. It's not sticky, but there's quite a few cons now that I'm thinking about this formula and I'm feeling it on my lips again. It is semi-goopy. There's a level of goopiness that's pretty minor, but it's there. And there's a level of stringiness connecting bands that's there, but it's not severe. It's really actually just like the odd fragrance that's hard to pinpoint. It's like a floral mixed with a mint. It's like the best way I can describe it. I'm really not great at describing fragrances. I've talked about that before. So if you have a better way, or if you can like pinpoint it better than I can, please drop that in the comments below. It would really help us all out. I'm not doing a great job of that. You know, all in all, I do like the level of tint that this gives you. I think that there's really cool colors. There's some shimmers to select from. There's some more opaque shades like this one. And I think overall, like the colors that they launched were really pretty, and there were some really unique ones that came out that I thought were really interesting, and I really gravitated towards them. I don't mind the cute little packaging. I think it's cute. I think it's embossed on the top. It's got the color on the bottom, which is very, very helpful if you're like putting this in your pro kit as a makeup artist. The biggest drawback, in my opinion, honestly, is the odd fragrance that it gives off. It's not something, and I love fragrance, but this one is a little strange and uncomfortable. Is the best way I can describe it. I could get used to it because I can get used to a lot of things that I don't like. But when we're dissecting and we're really talking about which formula is best to put your money and to buy, not going to be the biggest crowd pleaser. I enjoy it, but I think I might be one of the few people that do, and I don't think that majority of people out there are going to really like this one. So for that reason, I wouldn't recommend this one. Just for those reasons I just stated. Don't come for me. I know I've talked about liking this in the past, and I still enjoy it. But for those reasons, I would say skip this one from Makeup Forever. Sorry, but it is pretty. Just gonna say that again. It's still pretty. But so the next one up is one of two from Patrick Ta that I'll be testing out. This is more like the original formula that Patrick Ta launched with, or at least like a string of like 3 different like crystal-y shimmery glosses that he came out with when he first started the brand. So this is the Patrick Ta Lip Shine. It's just a shimmery, more classic, $26. Now this one, like I mentioned, comes in 3 shades, but I'm gonna double check that because you just never know sometimes. Comes in 10. We'll get to that when we get to that. So $26. I have the shade She's an Influencer, which is a really cute name. Let's talk about any call outs that this might have. Major Glow Lip Shine. This is marketed as a universally flattering high shine lip gloss with the cushion and slip of a lip balm, but with 0 stickiness, all shine. Okay, I like that. Advanced gel system creates a glass-like finish that clings to the lips, preventing feathering. Interesting. So we'll test that out right now. $26. Really pretty packaging, as is pretty much all Patrick Ta stuff. Like there's not one bad packaging product in the mix. Smaller doe foot applicator, kind of an intense stopper, which helps your glosses not leak out and leak into your purse or your makeup bag, but also kind of makes it a little less convenient when you're trying to get a good goop of this on your lips all at once. Just saying. Oh, this smells minty. I don't remember that. I also haven't used this product in like at least 2 years. This has a mintiness to it. I didn't really read the ingredients. I don't really get heavy into ingredients on this channel. We're gonna go based on how it feels, how it looks, and all that jazz. So definitely dip in it for more. It's a very thin formula gloss. There's 0 stickiness. It feels very nice. It definitely feels very comfortable. It feels very cushiony on my lips, but in a very lightweight feeling type of way. There is that slight mintiness, which if you have a strong aversion to anything slightly minty or slightly mentholy, then you're going to want to skip it. However, if that doesn't bother you, I think that it's a very lovely gloss formula. Kind of more straightforward if you ask me. Really, in my opinion, best used as a topper on lipsticks, a topper on a matte lipstick, a topper on a satin lipstick, a topper on a liquid lipstick, which is my favorite thing to do. So it's not going to give you a whole lot of color payout, but that's not the nature of this finish to give you that anyway. So if that makes sense. So great as a topper. Great if you want like a nice, comfortable, shiny gloss that doesn't have too much like chunky glittery particles. It still looks really pretty and like blurring on my lips, honestly. Best used as a topper in my opinion, and I like it. I think it's a good straightforward gloss. Would I go back out and repurchase it? I don't see why not. I do like the Fenty ones more. I'm just gonna put that out there for like the shimmers, but it's not a bad one. Like if I was in a pinch and this was close by, I would definitely wear it, and it's a really pretty nice gloss. It's not like overwhelming me, but it's also not like it's not bad in any way. So I do recommend this one if you're looking for a gloss that's non-sticky, non-goopy, doesn't give you the bands, and just feels nice and lightweight and comfortable on. But I will say if you're looking for a topper in particular, this is one to check out for that reason. Not if you're looking for one that's gonna give you a ton of color payoff and like opacity, because that's not gonna do it. Patrick Ta, $26. Very nice, very comfortable. Definitely a very good option. It's really pretty. It's actually really pretty. Okay, now moving on to the next Patrick Ta lip gloss. This one comes in 10 different shades. This is the Patrick Ta Major Volume Plumping Lip Gloss. There's a wide range of shades to choose from too, and they also have a couple, or maybe it's just one. They have like one mini size, which is kind of cute, kind of convenient. There's some deep shades, there's a red shade, there's a clear shade. There's a really good mix of shades in this collection, which I really like and appreciate. The mini size is only $15, just something to call out. So if you ever want to test it out, they make a mini for 15 instead of 26, which is always nice and also good for like travel. But I actually really love this formula. It's very spicy, it is plumping, but the color payoff that you get with these is exceptional. It's really, really nice. So one of my favorite ones is the shade Say Less. Same similar packaging, squared off, very Patrick Ta, very luxe looking. Now the stopper in this one is a little bit looser. It's a little loosey-goosey. So it does get goopy and you do get product that seeps around. I've had this one for probably close to, I don't know, 6 months to a year, maybe somewhere around that. I lose track of time. And you can see it's definitely used. It's goopy. It does get more messy when the stopper isn't as tight as that first one we just talked about. Let's talk about the formula, okay? These are, like I mentioned, quite spicy. Larger doe foot applicator, which still works very nice. It's not so big that it's really messy. It does have a flat end to it too, which is great for like evenly coating and laying down the product. I really like this shade. Now you can see how this is a very opaque lip gloss. Similar to like the Anastasia Beverly Hills, that one's like fully opaque. This one is definitely close up, and if not, you can build it up as well. If you do not like lip plumpers, you absolutely have to skip this. This is not going to be for you. If you're someone who is like, bring on the spice, bring on the cayenne pepper, rub it on my lips, give me a chili pepper, I want that kind of feeling, then you're going to love this. And actually, you're going to probably feel like this is not spicy enough. You get used to it, and I've gotten used to this formula. It almost just feels like a cooling sensation on your lips. Is like a better way to describe it other than spicy. I shouldn't have said spicy. This is more like a cooling sensation, like where you definitely feel your lips, but they're not on fire, if that makes sense. So if you can handle the fiery ones, then this is going to be a walk in the park for you, honestly. But let me call out a couple more things. Available in a sheer and rich formula. So like I mentioned, there are some more sheer shades to choose from, but there's also like the more opaque ones like this one right here. And I like the opaque ones. I think they're just stunning. Now they're not sticky. There is a little bit of goopiness, but it's really not bad. Like it's slightly there and I have to call it out, but it's not bad. It's not the worst out of the ones we've tried at all, but it's definitely like, it's teetering towards being slightly goopy, but really not bad at all. Like you definitely get past it. Just apply a little less than I just did. I put on a lot of product, honestly. But overall, I love this formula. I think this is a really great one. And for, you know, it's pretty low in price for Patrick Ta when you think about it. $26 is not the highest, and he definitely has some more pricey products on the market, and this is not one of the more pricey products that he has available. Would I go back out and repurchase this one? Yes, I love these. I love the shades. I love the finish. I love the plumping aspect. I love how smooth my lips look. I love that they're decently long wearing because they are a slightly thicker formula, hence why there's a little bit of goopiness going on. But I really enjoy this one. And if you like a good lip plumper, this is definitely one to check out. If you don't, then skip this one. And just side note, like if I actually left this on for like 10, 15 minutes, my lips would be quite noticeably bigger and more voluminous. So it does work. Okay, we have another one for $26. This is an old favorite of mine. This is the Haus Labs PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze Plumping Gloss. Everything but the kitchen sink is in this name and this title. The names of products get longer and longer, I swear, by the day. But this is something they launched, I mean, almost 2 years ago, I want to say. And I really enjoy this formula. This shade in particular is one of my favorites. It's the shade Guava. It's really, really beautiful. This does feel really comfortable on my lips. I remember loving the way this felt and the way it looked on my lips. So Full disclosure, I can tell you I like this one quite a bit, but let me tell you the talking points on this PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze Plumping Gloss. There's only 6 shades to choose from, and I wish there was more. I will call out there's a good range of neutrals. There's a berry, there's a red, and there's 2 different pinks, one being the guava shade, and I think that they're really pretty. It's a really good shade range for being so small. I think there's going to be something that someone likes in this shade range, but they do need more, like at least 2 more. Come on, House Labs. Give us a few more because it's a really good formula, and I think that the more the merrier. If you have a solid formula that's selling, you might as well introduce more shades. So if House Labs, if you see this, call me up and I'll help you make some shades. Just kidding, but not really. I would do that in a heartbeat. I will pay my way to do that. So the talking points on this, it's a non-sticky next gen 4-in-1 glaze that fuses a lip oil, balm, plumper, and gloss to hydrate lips, provide burn-free plumping after 2 weeks of continuous use. That's an interesting claim. So they want you to use this continuously like a lip treatment. I have not done that, so I can't speak on that, nor do I have time to do that and to pause this video to test that out. But I can tell you that it does give you a plumping effect without feeling anything. So we'll get to that in a second. It's the whole kit and caboodle in this one formula. $26, cute packaging, compact, mid-size doe foot applicator. I don't remember if this smells like anything. No, unscented. I do remember loving the way this feels. I haven't used this in a minute, just an FYI. Definitely feels more like a balm. It's actually, you know what? I take that back. This feels more like a lip oil balm. It's like kind of oily, but not in a, I don't know. It still has a makeup-y feeling to it, which I do like, but it does feel like rich and emollient, like a lip oil. It feels nice. It just feels great, honestly, as I'm layering more and more because I'm talking about it, but it just feels so soothing. And after taking off lip gloss after lip gloss, this feels incredibly nourishing on my lips. It's a great formula. They just need more shades because it's that good. Give us some summer shades, give us some fall shades. Call me up and I'll help you. But this is a really, really, really nice formula. I really am reminded of how much I love this one from House Labs. I can't believe I forgot about this. This is so good. Feels amazing. Feels very conditioning, very nourishing. Like I mentioned, there's 0 stickiness. There's 0 like gunkiness and goopiness. There's 0 bands happening. It's pretty much the perfect formula. I will just say that. And that's why they need more. Like I would love to have them do like some shimmers, throw some shimmers in the mix. So like we have something for everyone. We have like the creamy, more opaque colors. We have like the shimmers for like that topper kind of feeling. Give it all to us because this is such a fantastic formula. I love this one so much. I'm so happy to have this, like to be reminded of how good this formula is from House Labs. So $26, money well spent. Formula is pretty much perfection. There's not one bad thing I have to say about this one. Would I go back out and repurchase this one from House Labs? 100%. Praline looks really pretty. Maybe I'll get praline as a treat after I use this up because I don't need any more. But anyway, I would go back out and repurchase this, and I highly, highly recommend this one. I think this will check all the boxes for anyone looking for a really solid lip gloss formula that's non-sticky, still gives the shine, still gives everything you want for a lip gloss, but without that gunky, goopy, gross feeling. Unscented pretty much is like the most ideal, perfect formula, I will just say, and very extremely conditioning. So this one is absolutely a hit and a top runner. Definitely check this one out. I mean, look at that. My lips look really well taken care of, and right now they're not. So gosh, I'm gushing it with this one. I have to stop. This one's just amazing. Okay, next up in this mix is the formula from Milk Makeup. This is $26. It's the Odyssey Lip Oil Gloss. Again, I did review this in my previous video, like I mentioned many times at this point. I won't reference it again. I promise I will try not to, but this is a really nice formula for $26. You get a really big amount of product, really substantial amount. The doe foot, nice big size. It's angled so you can get in there and like really get into the grooves. This one does not have any fragrance whatsoever. And let's test it out again. But before I do, let me look up the call out so I can make sure I give you all the info on this. Now there are 2. This is the one that's most closely like true to being a lip gloss. The other one is strictly a sheer lip oil. Comes in 12 different shades. The shades are really unique, really interesting. They have a mix of shimmers. They have a mix of like creamy, opaque colors like this one. They have a clear one. So they really have something for everyone in this mix. And I really like their shade range. I think their shade range is pretty awesome, to be quite honest. The shade that I'm going to put on this video is the shade Day Trip. This is supposed to be a clean, high shine, non-sticky lip gloss made with vitamin-rich oils for a nourishing burst of hydration and juicy, semi-sheer color. What more could you ask for? So let's try on the shade Day Trip together. I don't know if I've actually ever used this shade, but I have tried many of the other shades, and actually one of my favorite ones is the shade Odyssey. I believe it's called Odyssey. I'm sorry. No, it's called Globetrot. It's a sky blue shimmer, and it's actually really cool, really unique. Kind of cools down a more warm lip color So if you want it for that, it's a really cool one. So Day Trip is like a caramel, almost like a terracotta caramel shade. Really pretty. Really great color payoff. Like that's giving like lipstick or like lip tint. Great color payoff. Like, wow. This is satisfying. And again, I'm just going to call out really quick. Don't hate me, but this is what I want from the Makeup by Mario because Makeup by Mario launched so many pretty shades. Like they look so gorgeous. I wish I got this on my lips. With this, I'm actually getting, and it's giving what it's portraying. So very satisfying. So if you're looking, like if you pick this up at the store and you're like, oh man, I love this color. I'm so drawn to this color. And then you take it home, you're actually getting what you picked out. You're getting the real deal. You're getting color payoff, but in a very lightweight, non-sticky, non-goopy, non-stringy way. Like this feels like a beautiful tinted lip balm on my lips right now. Super comfortable, super nourishing, zero fragrance. I think this is such a crowd pleaser, honestly. Would I go back out and repurchase this one for $26? 100%. I think this is such a great formula from Milk. They did just an amazing job. Like zero complaints with this. I even wore this without lip liner. Look at my lips look defined. That's how great the color payoff is, which says a lot. And I really appreciate that. And there's something for everyone. There's sheer ones with shimmer, which is great as well. So I recommend this for anyone looking for a tinted lip gloss or not a tinted lip gloss because they have the shimmers as well. Someone who wants something that's non-sticky, non-goopy, non-gross, non-scented. This is absolutely one to check out because all the while it's going to condition your lips and feel so comfortable and so soothing on. So this one's absolutely a hit from Milk Makeup. So good. Okay, this next one is also $26 and this is going to be a complete first impression. I've never tried this gloss before in a video or period. I bought it for this video and I am very pumped and I have really high hopes because it's from the brand Bosma. Now you already know I love the Bosma Beauty, the foundation stick, and I love their cream blushes. I think they're super innovative. I love their story. I love the people behind Bosma. I think this is such a great brand. So my hopes are like through the roof with this gloss right now. Look how cool that packaging is. It's like on an angle. That's really cool. That is really cool. I love the hot pink. We're already off to a good start. It's only $26, which is very reasonable in gloss and makeup land. Ooh, that's the doe foot. Nice, flat, simple. Gonna be easy to work with for anyone. The only downer so far, there's only 4 shades to choose from. They're very rich shades. Like there's no light pink, there's no pastels, there's no shimmers. So hopefully they're gonna expand their shades soon. They are a newer brand. So there's that. The shade that I picked up is Nude. It's described as a warm toned beige, which sounds right up my alley. The way this is described is a 3-in-1 blurring gloss balm, rich with hydration, pigment, and shine. Oh, that sounds great. It's supposed to be really hydrating. It has castor oil in it, which is very thick. Vitamin E, passion fruit extract, all the good things. Let's try it out together. Let's check if it's scented. There's nothing happening here, unless my senses are off at this point. I feel like there might be like a whisper. Like legit a whisper of vanilla. Am I making that up? I might be making that up. It doesn't say it anywhere that it's scented. So we're going to go with unscented. I think I might just be off at this point. But let's talk about this pigment because, wow, this is going on almost like a lip vinyl. Like it reminds me of like a lacquer kind of lip, like a liquid, high shine, lacquer kind of finish. Very interesting. Wow. Oh yeah, I mean, that's opaque. Look at that. It's like I put a liquid lipstick on that just hasn't dried down yet. Okay, very, very cool formula. That is beautiful. Look at the difference. Fully opaque. You can't even see my lips through it. All while being not goopy, so that's good. There's no goopiness happening. There's zero stickiness. But this feels just as good as like the Milk Makeup and the House Labs that I just tried on. It's giving that same kind of nourishing feeling, that same kind of nourishing vibe, but with really high color payoff. And it's like wrapping my lips in a blanket of moisture. It feels incredibly hydrating, incredibly nourishing my lips. But I can't get over this opacity. Like that's amazing. That looks like I put a liquid lipstick on that has like a lacquer finish. Like that is really, really impressive. I am so happy to say that I love this. I'm so excited to like add this to my lip collection and put this in rotation. This is probably gonna go honestly directly in my to-go makeup bag to use when I'm doing my makeup on a daily basis. That's how good this is. First impression wise, flying colors, loving it through the roof. This is absolutely gorgeous. My only complaint is I hope that they launch some new shades soon because 4 just isn't going to be enough to make everyone happy. So I really hope they work on some more shades. And Bosma, call me up. I will make those shades for you in a, like, literally you say go and I will be there. Absolutely beautiful. Great shine. No stickiness. Super comfortable. No goopiness. No stringies. no scent. I mean, I feel like I got a waft of something earlier, but I think that I must have made that up because I don't smell anything on my lips right now. Feels incredible on. But I go back out and repurchase this 1,000,000%, and I will be there when they launch more shades. I will be there with bells and whistles. This is such a hit in my opinion. Very well pigmented, very nourishing lip gloss without the stickiness, the goopiness, and the gunkiness of some other formulas at still a really good price point too. High color payoff with a really nourishing feeling. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that shade. It's amazing. Okay, the next one we have is also $26, and this also happened to make an appearance in my tinted lip oil lip balm video that I posted a while back. This is the Ilia Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil. So it's described as both. It's described as a lip oil and a lip gloss. It's supposed to be a cushiony tinted lip oil packed with plumping hyaluronic acid and major moisturizing properties to leave lips soft, smooth, and anything but sticky. I can attest to this because I did try this out in a previous video like I mentioned, and it stood out as one that I really enjoyed and I really liked. There is only 6 shades to choose from, which is a bummer. I wish they made more. However, the shades are really nice. They're very subtle. They're on more of like the neutral side. So you're not gonna get any hot pinks with this formula. You're not gonna get any vivid reds. You're not gonna get any far out there shades like you would from Milk Makeup. It's still very soft, very pretty. I have the shade Maybe Violet, and it's described as a soft lavender. I would definitely second that. It's definitely a soft lavender. And this also has a very small doe foot applicator. Let's try it out again. So if you missed that previous video, let's do this together. It's very thin. I do remember this. Very, very thin. But the thing is, it still delivers a really generous amount of tint. So I really appreciate that. It's not like underwhelming. It's not like thin and just like non-existent on your lips. It feels thin in a really great way. A very, very nice non-makeup-y kind of way. There's no fragrance to it. I really don't have any complaints with this product. Does it stand out with like a wow factor? Not necessarily, but that's not a bad thing either. It just kind of is what it is. Like there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing I would say that would be a complaint is the fact there's only 6 shades. So I wish they had more. Hopefully they'll do that soon. This is marketed as a clean beauty brand, so take what you will from that. It feels amazing on my lips. I remember this from last time I tried it out, and I have worn this many times since filming that previous video. It's very, very thin. There's no goopiness. There's zero stickiness. Very lightweight. I can't stress that enough, all while delivering a really great amount of shine. Honestly, like on camera, this gives beautiful high gloss, more of like a thick shine without that thick feeling. Really, really nice color payoff that you can layer and build up. Wear it alone, wear it with the lip liner. That's how I would prefer to wear it. But all in all, I think this is a really solid formula. Would I go back out and repurchase it? I would. I really, every time I put this on, I always am reminded of how much I enjoy it. I think to myself, why don't I leave this out so I can remember to use it more often? I'm going to do that after today, and I will use it in future videos, I'm sure. But all in all, solid formula. Very, very nice. Only complaint, they need more shades. But would I recommend this one? Absolutely. If you're looking for a tinted lip oil, lip balm, lip treatment type product that gives you a high shine like a gloss would without the stickiness or the goopiness, and this is so one to check out. And bonus, it's unfragranced, so even better. And look at that. That's stunning. Coming in next at $26, which actually feels pretty reasonable for Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know, maybe I'm just so used to high prices when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury makeup, but this one seems pretty reasonable. There's only 6 shades to choose from. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Luster lip gloss. I feel like this is the original formula from Charlotte Tilbury, the one that was introduced with the brand way back in the day. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like this is like the longest standing lip gloss formula that Charlotte has to offer. I'm surprised there's only 6 shades, to be quite honest. I kind of remember there being more. Maybe they just continue them and bring out new ones. I'm not quite sure, but they're all really nude. Some are really shimmery. Some are more of like a creamy finish. Now this is a shimmery one. This is the shade Blondie that I picked up. And full disclosure, I have not used this in a really hot minute. Like many years. So I feel like this is almost going to feel like a first impression, even though I've used this in the past. It's just been so long. Now, what it's described as is a long-lasting lip lacquer for luxe shine and fuller looking lips. Delivers a long-lasting shine and fuller lips. Well, enough about that. It's $26. It's pretty small. Really pretty packaging, as we all expect from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is the doe foot. Just a little itty-bitty baby guy. There's no fragrance, which is good. It's like I have nothing on this wand. Okay, quickly gonna dip back for more. I just can't get a satisfying amount. Like it's already dried up. Interesting. It's a very, it's not very smooth gliding, that's for sure. I have to like really push this onto my lips This is a difficult one to use. Wow, I think this is like the most difficult one that we've tried so far. In fact, I don't think any others have been difficult like this. This is quite, well, actually there's been, yeah, well, this is quite difficult. Let's just put it that way. I've dipped in, what, 8 times at this point to get more. Now I'm finally getting a decent amount of product on my lips. But yeah, I think the applicator mixed with the stopper inside, it's just too hard to get the product out. And not that it's good to have it ooze out really quickly. You want like something in the middle, like something that's just going to be like that sweet spot. And this is not it. This is like really hard to get out and just kind of feels dry. Honestly, it kind of feels a little dry on my lips. I don't feel like I have this like comfortable moisturizing feeling gloss on my lips right now. I feel like a little just underwhelmed and like a little dry. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not impressed by this one. Very difficult to apply. It's just not giving me a lot of moisture. It's not even really giving that much shine. It's just giving more of like a metallic finish. It's not goopy. However, I keep getting it on my teeth, which is frustrating. It's borderline sticky. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty sticky actually, to be quite honest. It's pretty sticky. I'm not loving this one at all. Not even for $26, even though the packaging is very, very pretty. Don't be tempted to get this one. I really don't think this is like the best one out there. There's so many others we've tried previously that are way, way better at better prices, better formulations, and better finishes, and just easier to get on your lips. So for that reason, I wouldn't go back out and repurchase this one from Miss Charlotte Tilbury. There's definitely gonna be some better ones from this brand. I could tell you that because there's one in particular that is really, really nice. So this one is a skip in my opinion, and I don't recommend you pick this one up from Charlotte. This next one is $26 for this size I'm about to show you. However, they do have jumbo sizes that I believe are limited edition, or at least, yeah, I believe they're limited edition for $38. Now, this is the jumbo size, and this is the regular standard size. Either size you get, you can't go wrong, because I feel like the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumper Line Smoothing Glosses are honestly, to me, these are like their best product. I think these are so well done. All of the shades are so gorgeous. There's not one of these shades that I have not loved, honestly. And I love the way these feel. They're just, okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I actually really love this product. So let me get into why I love it and why I think you'll love it as well. So this size right here, this little bad boy, it's not even little, but this size is $26. And again, the jumbo is $38. We're not gonna talk about the jumbo because this one's not as available. It's more of like an online limited edition from what I understand. So we're gonna put this aside. Just want to show you in case you didn't know that they have jumbos available. Let's talk about what else this is supposed to do. And let me tell you about how many shades they have, because they have 17 shades to choose from in this gloss. And again, I love them all. Now, there is definitely something for everyone. I think that they have a really beautiful shade range to choose from, and they're all really flattering lip color shades. Like, there's nothing far out there, there's nothing too wild. I feel like that you can't get a bad one in this bunch, to be quite honest. I think they did a really great job of just all the shades that they've launched have been just beautiful, like flattering and really beautiful and really well done. So lots of shades. 17 shades is a ton. Now, these do have flavors, okay? And I forget how strong they are, but they do have like actual flavors, and I want to smell another one too just to get an idea. I have quite a few. I've loved, like I mentioned, I've loved this formula for a long time, and one of my favorites actually last summer was this bad boy. You can't tell, but it's almost out. This is the shade Cherry, or flavor Cherry Vanilla. Oh, I love this. Like, this is almost out, but I loved Cherry Vanilla so much, with like a Limitless Brown lip liner from Makeup Forever. I just love this one. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the formula and the call outs of this formula. It's a clinically tested ultra shiny gloss with immediate and long-term softening, hydrating, and visibly plumping effects, or benefits, excuse me. The highlight ingredients Maxi Lip, which is a patented ingredient in this product, which is really impressive. Scientifically and clinically shown to visibly increase lip volume by 40%. Honestly, I would agree with this 100%. Has shea butter, rosehip oil, vegan, cruelty-free, which I don't ever call that out because you know, majority of brands are vegan and cruelty-free, so that's like a non-negotiable. Let's dive into the actual product. So this one is the shade Strawberry Popsicle. This is a newer one that actually came out, I believe, in the last couple months. I love this shade, and I absolutely adore this formula. So it has a really unique doe foot. It's curved, almost looks like a little palm, right? Like if I stuck my hand like this in a lip gloss applicator, like this is what it looks like. It's like a cute little palm. Can you see that? Anyway, let me apply this. Let me show you what this looks like on, and I will tell you firsthand, this is absolutely what it says it is. It's pillowy. It's actually surprisingly very long wearing. The thickness of this lends to that longevity, and it's not, they still manage to like make it thick and make it long wearing, but in a non-goopy gross way. Like, yeah, if you apply too much you'll probably get those bands, but it's not like a goopy gross texture on your lips. It just feels like incredibly cushiony, very, very moisturizing, and this will absolutely give you quite a bit of a plumping effect. I don't think it's as intense as Miss Charlotte was. You'll definitely get a plumping effect, and I think the way this feels on my lips, it's not too intense, it's not too tingly, it's not too like fiery, spicy, it's not too cooling. It's really pretty mild, and which is surprising with the amount of plumping that you get with this product. You would think it'd be a lot more spicy and a lot more intense and uncomfortable on your lips. I find this one's really comfortable, so I think I'm just gonna go out there and say, if you're a beginner when it comes to dabbling in like lip plumpers and products that, you know, give you that kind of effect, I think that you could probably get into this one and ease into lip plumpers without it being like a shock to your system, basically. So I think this is a really great entryway into it that gives you a really amazing smoothing, plumping effect, also while providing really great moisture and really great hydration to your lips. And bonus, I feel like these last incredibly long on your lips, so it's just a win-win, basically. I love this formula. If I have not given you that impression, I absolutely love this formula from Lawless. I think it's one of their best, if not their best product. It's just superb. So would I go back out and repurchase? 1,000,000%. I recommend these all the time. I'm a huge fan of these. So absolutely a win and so worth the $26. Look how good they look. All right, everyone, we're jumping into the $27 price point, and I am going to try to go very nicely with this product because let's just get into it. We have the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip High Shine Vinyl Gloss. There is 16 shades to choose from in this formula. I found when I got to the Tarte aisle, my anxiety went through. I was like, my anxiety was just high. Like at an all-time high. Granted, I had a matcha when I was shopping for this video, but nothing else like spooked me and got me anxiety until I hit the Tarte aisle. It was crowded. The samples were all over the place. I mean, it was like walking through Disneyland in the Tarte aisle. It was like, I couldn't get out of that aisle quick enough. So full disclosure, I'm only gonna be testing one Tarte gloss in this video because I got so overwhelmed, and I just want to call out, Tarte has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seven technically gloss formulas to try out, and I'm not gonna buy 6 or 7 from one brand. Can't do it. I just can't do it. So I chose the one that I think most closely embodies what a lip gloss is, okay? Like the truest form of like a lip gloss. So that's why I chose this Maracuja Juicy High Shine Vinyl Gloss. I got the shade Mixed Berries, and I actually thought it looked really pretty. So I will pay it some compliments. Trust me, it's gonna be a really pretty gloss. I can tell you that. I know it. And this is described as a glossy, shiny, juicy formula that drenches lips in a slick, wet look finish for lips that speak volumes. That was such a tongue twister for me. It's a lip gloss. It's hydrating. Highlight ingredients are maracuja oil. I think I gave you the explanation as to why I only picked up one out of the millions that they have to offer. This is a different component than what you've seen so far in this video. So it's more of like a, or it is, it's not more of, it is an actual clicker. So you click it up, click, click, clickety click, 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 click. Let's get this up a little bit more. Okay. I will say the testers that were out and about doing their thing, they were a little goopy. They were looking a little picked through. They definitely are popular. People are trying these out. They're really trying them out. Oh, see, this is what I don't like. I don't like that. I just don't. This doesn't speak to me because now I gotta go like this. Okay, so maybe user error. I think I pumped up way too much. Let's try to salvage this. It's just, why? Look at that. After one use, like let's say you just accidentally click it up a little too much like I did, then you're left with this. I'm gonna just wipe this off on my little Anissa towel. Sorry, Anissa. Let's start over. Okay, I'm not gonna pump it up. Let's just do this. So even if you didn't pump it up, it's just so hard to control. Like this is out of control. Quite literally, this feels like an out of control formula. Interesting. Yeah, this is just a mess, you know? Like this is just a mess. I don't like this at all. I don't like the way, look, it's already hanging off the side. It's already gooping all over the place. So then guess what? You're gonna goop this and it's gonna be all goopy, soupy, gross in the cap. And then when you take it out, it's gonna be all goopy in there and like nasty. I just don't like that. But I will say the color is gorgeous. This mixed berry shade is quite gorgeous. I wish this had a doe foot applicator. I'd be so thrilled with it if it did. It is on the goopy side. I'm getting those bands. It's not sticky. Goopiness aside, it does feel very nice and very nourishing on my lips. It feels like I have a lip treatment or like a really nice, like emollient lip balm, like a lip conditioner on. So for that, it's definitely delivering nourishing ingredients. It's definitely delivering like conditioning aspects. Really pretty shine, really gorgeous shade. All the shades too that were out as testers looked beautiful. A lot of them were actually sold out, so I ended up going with mixed berry for that reason, and I'm happy with the color. It's really gorgeous. I just really hate the component. I really do. I cannot stand that component. It's just so goopy and so messy, and it's not something I want to deal with, and it was hard to get it on and evenly. That aside, it's too goopy for my liking, but it does feel amazing on my lips. Color, quite beautiful. Selection of colors to choose from, stellar. Wide range to choose from, which is really ideal, really amazing. The price point isn't bad. It's $27, so it checks that box as well. Would I go back out and repurchase this? Absolutely not. Never again. Unless they change it to a doe foot applicator or just something a little bit more convenient and less messy and user-friendly, then yes, I will definitely reconsider it. But for those reasons, I don't recommend it, because if I'm having a hard time applying this in a nice, smooth way, and I'm a professional makeup artist with lots of experience with products, then I don't recommend it, because I feel like it's going to end up being frustrating for you. That combined with it being a little too goopy and against like some of those strings, then I don't recommend it. So those are my thoughts on the $27 Maracuja Juicy Lip Vinyl from Tarte. It's a no for me, and I don't recommend it. Okay, now coming in at $27, I debated including this in this video because from what it looks like, I did pick this up online. There's only one shade available in the Natasha Denona Gloss. So there's only one shade. It's actually called Natasha. Really pretty packaging. Just gonna throw that out there. But there's only one shade available, which I find really strange. So I thought about, is it just being discontinued? Were there more shades that I just don't remember that were once available? But I do know that this was launched with a set. It was part of the My Dream lip collection, where there's a gloss, a lipstick, and a lip liner. So this is the lip gloss from that collection. So I don't know, I'm not quite sure what the details are, if this is actually going to be forever available, if this is going to be phased out, if it's being in the process of being discontinued. I'm not quite sure. But you know what? It's on the website. It's available. So I thought I would review it in this video. $27. It's supposed to be an ultra moisturizing lip gloss formulated with an innovative gel system for a smooth, easy glide and long lasting wear. Either way, there's just one shade in the shade Natasha. So let's try this on together and let's talk about the applicator. Nice doe foot applicator. I could see a really generous amount of gloss on the applicator. So it tells me it's going to be a nice, easy application where I'm not going to have to dip in 1,000 times because it's scented. No fragrance, right? No fragrance. Okay, it's nice and opaque. Really pretty color. I'm actually gonna dip in for more. Really, really pretty color. But it's not gonna be for everyone. So not everyone's gonna wanna wear this color, and not everyone's going to, it's not gonna be best suited for everyone, this nude shade. So I don't know why there's only one shade available. But if you have any ideas or if you have any insight as to why there's only one, please leave that in the comments below. Maybe I just don't know the backstory, but there must be some kind of backstory. Okay, so really great wash of color. I'd say this is like one of the most pigmented lip glosses that we've tried so far in this video. It's not sticky. It definitely feels really nice and moisturizing, really cushiony, really plush. Honestly, it feels more like a tinted lip balm than a lip gloss. It's not sticky whatsoever. I'm not getting like any of those goopy bands happening. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I spoke too soon. I mean, it's not goopy, so it shouldn't give me those bands. It feels just really nice, really plush, really moisturizing on. I really love this color, but not everyone's gonna love this color. Would I go back out and repurchase it? If they launched more shades, yes, I would. I think this is a really nice lip gloss formula. I have no complaints really at all. Like, this just feels really nice. Pretty shine, great opacity, a great color payoff, just a really, really nice smooth gliding application that's not sticky and not gross feeling. So I do love the formula itself. I love this shade. I'd go back out and repurchase more if they had more shades available. For that reason alone, I don't recommend this one because there's only one shade available. So those are my thoughts on the $27 Natasha Denona gloss. There's only one. Okay, this next one is $28, and for that you can get the Too Faced Lip Injection Power Plumping Hydrating Lip Gloss. Now this comes in 10 different shades. Really fun, very, very decorative packaging, which Too Faced is definitely known for. I have to say, I'm definitely a sucker for this packaging. I saw this and I was like, whoa, I love it. Count me in. Embossed top, but it's not about the packaging. It's gonna be about the formula. This one comes in 10 different shades, and I want to call out really quickly, this was a really confusing lip gloss brand to shop for because there are so many renditions of their Plumping Too Faced lip injection gloss. I mean, there's literally so many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 different, not including this. This would be 8. 8 different variations in their extreme plumping lip gloss. So I wanted to keep it just really streamlined and simple. Honestly, I cannot try on 9 different or 8 different ones from one single brand. I think that's a little excessive. And yeah, I got stressed out, so I only picked up this one. We're gonna test this one out. This comes in, like I said, 10 different shades, and this is the shade Glossy and Bossy. I thought this looked the most like a traditional, true to its sense lip gloss, you know, for this video. I thought it looked most true to that description, so that's why I picked up this one. And I hope you don't hate me for not trying every single one on. Honestly, they all look the same. With that all said, stay with me. Let's try on the Too Faced gloss together. This is the doe foot applicator, very similar to the Natasha Denona. This definitely has like some kind of fruity scent to it. See, already I need way more gloss. The stopper in this is a little intense. Like, it's like, okay, let's apply a decent amount now. I can't pinpoint the fragrance that's in it. It just kind of smells fruity. Not bad. It's very nice. I actually really like it, but I know a lot of you will not like the fragrance, so just something to call out. And these are lip plumpers. So again, if you are not looking for a gloss that's plumping, you might want to keep scrolling, because Too Faced, if you don't know, is known for their lip plumpers, like actually known for their lip plumpers. I want to say they're like one of the original brands, if not the original brand, at least that I know of. They're the first brand that I knew of that made lip plumpers. I'll just put it that way. So if there's any that came before, I'm just not aware of it. So leave it in the comments below if you know like the backstory and who actually did come out with lip plumpers originally and who came out with them first. But from what I know, it was Too Faced, and they work. Let me also put that out there. They work, but they are intense and they are spicy in like the truest form of the word. Like, they are spicy and peppery on your lips, but they will actually quite literally fully plump your lips. So color payoff on this is really nice. It's more like a sheer amount of color, like a wash of color. It's not super opaque. It's not super intense. To be honest, my lips feel really nice right now. They don't feel like they're burning at all. They almost just feel like a cool tingle, but there's definitely a tingle and there's definitely like a borderline of spiciness maybe about to happen. But right now I just feel like a little cool tingle and like a bit of a sensation, but it's all in all, this one seems very comfortable. Like, I could definitely get through wearing this with ease and without feeling like I can't wait to wipe this off my lips, if that makes sense. So I'm liking it. I actually like the way this looks on my lips. I'll definitely get my money's worth. I'll definitely use this one. I like that there's 10 shades to choose from. I think this shade in particular that I picked up is really pretty. Would I go back out and repurchase this one? I actually would. I think this is a really nice one. I like the shade. I like the color payoff. Once I got that application going and dipped into more product, it's nice and smooth and even. It doesn't feel sticky. There's no grossness. There's no goopiness. The scent of it is really, really mild. I don't really smell it anymore now that it's on my lips. I feel like it's quite nicely dissipated very quickly. The tingle, very doable, very bearable. Not uncomfortable at all. It just feels nice and cool and slightly tingly. So, and there's quite a few shades that I think look really, really pretty that I'm actually interested in. So it's a hit for me. Would I recommend this one to you all at home? Yes, but only if you're looking for a lip plumper. So if you're not looking for a lip plumper, you're going to want to keep going, keep scrolling. There's plenty of other options out there that are not going to be plumping. But if you're looking for a good lip plumping formula that's not overly intense, where you can really manage to wear it all day and not be irritated by it and not want to like wipe it off your lips, and you want a nice amount of tint, I think this is a really good option. It's a great formula. I really like this one. My lips definitely are looking plumper and plumper as I'm wearing this. This next one is what I consider to be an absolute classic. Been around forever, very tried and true. I don't remember having any complaints about this formula. I used this in my pro kit for many years back in the day. I don't really have it in my kit now. I don't have it in my kit at all now, but when I do use it on myself, I always enjoy it, and I always think this is pretty much a perfect lip gloss formula. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it. There's great shades. There's always new shades. A classic shade that I've loved for many, many years is such an iconic name for NARS, but it's the shade Orgasm. So that's exactly what we're going to test out for the NARS lip gloss. This is the classic NARS lip gloss in the shade Orgasm. $28. Been around forever. Beautiful packaging. It's definitely giving luxe and luxury at its finest. Now let me show you what this looks like on. But first, the doe foot is nice and small. It's going to get in there. If you have smaller lips, it's not going to be overwhelming and overly goopy. This does not have any fragrance. Just had to double check. And NARS has some pretty iconic shades. And when I think about like truly iconic shades in makeup in general, like across the board, who doesn't know, who hasn't heard of Orgasm, the collection? It's like Pillow Talk for Charlotte Tilbury. That's what Orgasm is for NARS. And Laguna. True, that's true. That's two things are iconic. So when I think of NARS, I think of Laguna and I think of Orgasm. Those are like the two. Only one of which you can say in front of your family member, but gorgeous shade. And this might be a really simple review because it's kind of simple, to be quite honest. Like there's nothing wrong with this gloss. It's just really a perfect formula. Not sticky, not goopy, not stringy, not gonna feel like disgusting on your lips. Actually feels more like a lip conditioner, to be truthful with you, than it does a lip gloss. There's like zero stickiness with it. Just really a crowd pleaser. Like I've never met anyone who doesn't like the NARS lip glosses. I think they're just a really, truly perfect formula that's on the market, and that's hard to say. But they just really did a great job. They never messed with it. They never changed it, I don't believe anyway. And the shades that they have to choose from are really gorgeous. Let me actually look up how many shades are available because I do forget. I just picked up the most iconic one and thought we would test that one out. So 15 shades in total, ranging from shimmers to more creamy finishes that don't have the shimmer, which is always nice. They have even just a completely clear high shine formula that's also great, like universally speaking. It's supposed to be a comfortable lip gloss formula that effortlessly glides on for mirror-like shine and hydrates lips for up to 8 hours. I would agree with all that. I think it's simple in the best way, in the best sense of the word. It's a really awesome formula. Would I go back and repurchase it? Yes, I have time and time again. It's an absolute iconic lip gloss formula. Do I recommend it? 100%. If you don't know where to start with lip glosses, I'd say that this is like that perfect formula that you would pick up and you'll either know if you want thicker and stickier, or you'll know if you want a plumping lip gloss. You'll know what you like and don't like based off of this. It's just like a perfect starting point for a lip gloss and like getting into lip glosses. I hope that makes sense. Basically, it's going to be good for everyone is the long story short. Anyone's going to like it. Anyone's going to appreciate it. There's incredible shades and it's a decently affordable price. So yay to NARS. I love this one and I think anybody out there that picks it up is going to love it as well. Okay, for this next one, for $28, you really get a ton of bang for your buck. I'm talking about the One Size Beauty. This is a double-ended product. So you get a liquid lipstick on the top and then a gloss that complements it on the bottom. These are $28 and they're actually called the Lip Snatcher Hydrating Lipstick and Lip Gloss Duo. So 28 bucks and you get 2 for 1. You get your base layer product and you get your lip gloss either to wear alone or wear on top to retouch up with throughout the day. But for 28 bucks, this is a steal. You actually get a decent amount too. Like that's a bigger component right there. That's amazing. So this shade always trips me up. I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I'm going to pop it on the screen. It's Jalapis. $28. There is only 8 shades to choose from. I wish there was more. However, they're really gorgeous shades. There's nudes, there's a deep shade, there's a terracotta shade, there's a deep red. They're all really pretty, like really pretty. There's something for everyone, but these are like, just like everything with One Size Beauty, this is like a makeup brand, you know? So if you like glam and you're here for the glam, then this is a brand for you. Like this is a brand that is like true to your heart. So if you're there for the glam, then you have to check these out. And for 28 bucks, you can't go wrong. So calling out a few things. It's a double-ended lipstick and gloss that provides versatility in the look and feel of your lips and addresses texture to help smooth, soften, and hydrate. Interesting. Lip gloss and liquid lipstick. It's obviously long wearing if you put the liquid lipstick below because it's gonna act like a base. We will not be trying out the liquid lipstick, only the cushion gloss at the bottom. Smaller doe foot. And again, you still get a pretty decent amount. Like when you think about this for what, $18? For 28, for 10 bucks more, you get basically a larger amount of gloss with the one size and an entire liquid lipstick on top. So if I haven't stressed this enough, lots of bang for your buck happening. Now this does have a hint of a fragrance, a little bit vanilla to me as well. Extremely faint, like barely there. I wonder if the liquid lipstick smells more intensely. Let me just see really quick. Maybe it's not fragrance. I'm getting a hint of something with the gloss. I've tried this formula before. I've tried the liquid lipstick portion. I've tried the gloss. I've worn them together and I've worn them separate and there's no complaints. It's a really great formula that they did a great job of. The gloss is zero stickiness for giving you really great color payoff and a really even amount of pigment. It's not thick and it's not goopy. So it's such a win. I'm gonna apply a little bit more. I'll give you my final thoughts. But look how pretty that is on its own. So imagine this on top of the liquid lipstick. Game over. It's like perfection. They did such a great job on this. It's such a great value. For $28, you get basically a 2-in-1 product that I think is so well worth the money. The color payoff, beautiful. The shade range to choose from, gorgeous. I wish they had more. They'll probably expand, I'm sure, soon. But even with what they have now, I think there's something for everyone in that collection. Just to call out, once again, this is going to be for someone who loves makeup, who is here for the glam, who's here for that moment, not the natural everyday makeup wearer who wants something that's very understated. This is not going to be that brand for you. Just my opinion. With that said, would I go back out and repurchase this? Yes, absolutely. I'm here for the glam and I'm here for this product. They did such a great job. So if you're looking for high pigment and a really solid gloss formula, it's not sticky, not goopy, and not tacky, then this is absolutely worth checking out. Like, such a great formula for one size. I definitely recommend. Okay, next up, also for $28, you can get the Nude 6 Lip Plumping Lip Glaze. Not glaze, I said glaze. There's only 5 shades to choose from, which is kind of a bummer. 5 is like pretty low, you know? And they all look relatively nude. There is a pretty bright red in this collection as well. Let me do a couple call-outs really quickly before we try this on. This is supposed to be a nude tinted lip gloss infused with volumizing peptides, which I love peptides on lips, so that's great. That's very promising. I've never tried this, by the way. This is going to be a total first impression. Silky lip conditioning ingredients provide shine, hydration, and volume. Vitamin E, the usual, shea, avocado, maru seed, butters, balm base. Okay, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of the ingredients because I just don't do that, but let's test this out. Let's try it on. Only 5 shades. I picked up Nude 02. I do like the component. I think this is a really interesting packaging. It's like a juicy tube from Lancome, but with a doe foot in there, which is kind of like the best of both worlds. So this smells minty, which is interesting. So it has a mintiness to it. It does feel really nice. Yeah. Wow. Not sticky. Definitely a little thicker. I find I need to go in for more products, but it's definitely on the thicker side. Let me get this top lip done and we'll discuss if it's goopy or not, because it is thick. Now, it's interesting because I was getting a lot of mintiness when I first opened it, but now I'm not getting any hints of mint. So am I imagining that? Wow, that feels really nice. Okay, no, there is a mintiness. I take that back. I'm feeling a cooling sensation on my lips. And I forget, this is a plumping gloss, so there's probably a minting plumping agent in this. It's probably similar to, honestly, the Patrick Ta, because that has that same cooling kind of mentally feeling to it. I'm getting that same kind of effect in this formula. Not intense, not to the point where like you couldn't wear it and it's unbearable. I think it's still very mild. It's not goopy, but yeah, I'd say it's not goopy. I'd say it's thick without being goopy. I'm not getting any of those like connecting bands, which is such a plus. There's no ounce of stickiness to this whatsoever. Honestly, it feels amazing on my lips. I love the color payoff. I think the color payoff is really, really nice, really pretty. Simple application. I gooped on a lot and it's still not giving me those bands, so it's really, really promising. I'm definitely continuously getting this cooling sensation as I'm wearing it, but it's very mild and it just feels nice and soothing. It almost feels like very refreshing. Not like I rubbed mints on my lips, but just like I got hit with like AC. It's nice. I don't know. It's really nice. I'm very surprised. I actually really like this. First impression is I really, really like this. The 5 shades is totally a bummer, and would I go back out and repurchase this? If they launched some more shades that seemed interesting, then yes. Will I continue to use this? Absolutely. I actually will probably end up putting this in my purse for touch-ups because it feels really, really nice on my lips. Very conditioning, great shine. I really don't have any complaints other than the fact that there's only 5 shades to choose from. That would be my number one complaint. Otherwise, this is a really nice formula. I really like this a lot. So if you're looking for a nourishing, very mild lip plumping product that gives high shine like a gloss minus the stickiness, and you don't mind a little bit of a minty feeling, and you want more volume to your lips with those conditioning peptides, then I think this is definitely worth checking out. And I hope they make more shades because I really like this a lot. Those are my thoughts on the Nude 6. I think this is a hit. I think this is absolutely worth checking out. Not that overpriced. It's $28, which is nothing crazy. It's a solid formula that feels amazing on my lips right now. Definitely recommend this one. That's really nice. Okay, next up, we have such an underrated but such a fantastic brand. I've loved this brand for a while now. My favorite products from this brand are their lip liners and their lipsticks. They do lipsticks so well, and their shades in their lipsticks are so gorgeous. I have probably almost every single one in my pro kit. I didn't depot them, but they're depot in my kit and they look phenomenal. They're just a really great brand. Very underrated, but Fashion Fair. They've been around for ages. If you have not checked out their products, I highly urge you to do so. Their packaging screams luxe. Their prices are not luxe, which is great. This is a $28 lip gloss from Fashion Fair. I picked up the shade Honey in Harlem, and this looked like the perfect nude, and I'm all about it. So let's test this bad boy out together. I've never tried their lip gloss formula, only their lip liners and their lipsticks, and a few other things like bronzer and blush, and those are all great as well. So high hopes for this bad boy. Now let's look up quickly the call outs for this product. Ooh, there's only 5 shades. Why did I think there was more? Okay, there's only 5 shades to choose from. That is a bummer. I wish they could throw in like some sheer, shimmery luster type shades. These are all more like a creamy finish. But this is described as a hydrating, cushiony, serum-like formula that glides on effortlessly and delivers the color intensity of a lipstick with the brilliance of a gloss. Benefits are it's long-wearing and hydrating. I like that a lot. Similar ingredients as the rest. Castor oil. Let's try this on. Small doe foot applicator. Very similar to the previous ones we've tried. Very nice luxe packaging. Reminds me a lot of NARS, honestly. So this is supposed to be very pigmented, very hydrating, and long-wearing. Okay, so we're getting the color payoff of a liquid lipstick. We're getting the cushiony, hydrating feeling of a lip balm. Like, this doesn't feel like lip gloss at all. This feels like a tinted lip balm, but with major, major color payoff. So this is not going to be for everyone that's looking for a gloss. This is going to be for like my makeup lovers, similar to who I described the one size lip gloss formula to be for. Like, that's going to be who this is going to be best for. Feels very thin, very lightweight. There's absolutely zero stickiness, like not even a shred of stickiness, no goopiness. It's very thin, but it also just kind of wraps around my lips and definitely gives it like a conditioning, cushiony kind of feeling with zero thickness. So it's actually like a very unique formula and a very unique feeling on my lips. There's no fragrance to it. I wish there were more shades because this is absolutely beautiful. It's giving full on pigment like a liquid lipstick, but in a conditioning, lightweight, tinted lip balm type feeling. So with that said, would I go back out and repurchase this? Yes, I would. This is like truly something that I would love. It's high, it's giving glam, it's giving full pigment, but it's giving like no stickiness, high performance. I can tell this would be long wearing because the formula is a little bit, like, I almost feel like it's clinging to my lips and like drying on the lips, but not in a drying way. It's a little hard to explain. Very unique. There's not been one product like this in the mix that feels like this one does. It's very, very unique for sure. Amazing, amazing color payoff. I'm going to be pairing this with some lip liners for sure. You'll definitely see me put this in a lip combo video because this is so up my alley. Now, who this is for, this is not going to be for everyone. I think this is going to be for anyone who's looking for like a highly pigmented, great color payoff, more of like a liquid lipstick type formula loving person who wants the benefits of like a conditioning lip balm and a conditioning lip oil all wrapped in one. That's what you're going to get with this product. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then highly recommend this one. If that doesn't sound like you, then you're going to want to skip it. But for me personally, this is absolutely a go. This is a really amazing formula and very, very unique. I love this. I mean, look at that color payoff. I even like it without lip liner, which I never say that. This is stunning. Next up for $29, and actually this is the only lip gloss for $29 in this video. It's the Pat McGrath. This is the Lust Lip Gloss from Pat McGrath Labs. Been around for a long time. It's a formula that I've only ever used in a mini form, so I've never tested out the full size. I'm excited to test this out in this video. I've had the minis in my pro kit for a long time, so I actually really don't have much knowledge of how this wears and how this feels on myself personally, so I'm excited to try it in this video. Now, this comes in 20 different shades. However, looking at the website, more than half of them are sold out, and this makes me wonder if something's happening, if they're going to discontinue them, if they're going to reformulate, if something's going to be happening in the mix, because usually they'd be replenished at this point, right? Huge shade range to choose from. 20 shades is really good. There's some blue finish ones. There's some like creamy finishes. There's super ultra metallic finishes. There's more like light reflective, color shifting finishes as well. So there's definitely something for everyone, and there's quite the spice of life mixed in with these Pat McGrath shades. There's something unique out there for you. Now, this is described as a luxurious lip color that delivers ethereal, erotic color with the surreally seductive shine of a glossy balm. I feel like this was written to make people laugh. That's interesting. Okay, that doesn't tell us much about the formula, so let's make our own decision and come to our own conclusion together about this product. So $29, let's test this out. Very pretty, very Pat McGrath packaging, great stopper, not goopy, small little doe foot applicator. The shade that I picked up was Peach Perversion. It's feeling very NARS so far. I don't smell anything on it. Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I think my smeller is a little off right now, but I'm not detecting any kind of major fragrance. Maybe like a little subtle hint of vanilla. Very, very subtle. Barely there. All right, so this feels nice. This feels like a simple, very straightforward lip gloss. Honestly, it's feeling a lot like the NARS one, so very user-friendly. I don't really have any complaints. It's not goopy. It doesn't taste bad. There's no bands going on. Color payoff, it's pretty sheer. Not in a bad way, just I kind of thought that was going to happen with this one anyway because there's a lot of shimmers in it. You might not be able to tell on camera, but it's filled with shimmers. So that right there, it's just going to be like very reflective, not so like opaque like that Fashion Fair was. It's like the complete opposite. Oh, I am getting a couple little like, ooh, like goopy bands. Okay. All right, take that back. There's definitely some goopiness happening. Okay. Oh yeah, there's some goopiness. Never mind. That just got on my teeth so bad. Okay, actually, first impression was nice. I take that back. This is not like the NARS because this is pretty goopy. Wow, okay. It moved around a lot. I guess that's what is throwing me off. This has moved around and shifted on my lips quite a bit and it's taking a turn for goopyville and I'm not liking that at all. Yeah, I'm getting like those bands. I could feel those bands as I'm talking. It's like, okay, not great. I don't love that. Ooh, I don't like when gloss does this. Oh, no. Oof. No, that was rough. Okay. Oof. Okay, first impression was everything. It was like fantastic. And then it quickly took a turn and I'm not loving this formula. Now it's very goopy. It wanted to settle so hard into the inside of my lips rather than just staying put where I first applied it. So that's a bummer. $29. I mean, the shade range is unbelievable. Half of them are sold out anyway, so I'm not sure what that says about the future of this lip gloss. I'm just gonna put that out there. Who knows what's gonna happen. For all these reasons of like it turning goopy after wearing it for a couple seconds, and I don't know. I just don't think I recommend this one at all, to be honest. So would I go back out and repurchase this one from Pat McGrath? No. Unless they reformulate it to be less goopy. And again, first impression, it was really nice, and then it just got real goopy real quick. So for that reason, I don't recommend this one from Pat McGrath. I'd say there's better options out there. You've seen them all, and I'm sure we have more to come, but this one's just not the one that's gonna be, just not the one to get. So that's a no for me on Pat McGrath. Okay, my friends, we're going to jump up to the $32 price range. For that, you can get the Laura Mercier Lip Gloss. It's fancy. There's 11 shades to choose from. I picked up the shade Rose, which to me, if I were to name this, I would name it like Bellini or Creamsicle or like, you know, Creamy Peach or Nectarine. Anything but Rose. This is not, why is this called Rose? This is so not a rose. It's like nude. It's like nude peach. Peachy nude, you know, like this rose. It's like as confusing as this being taupe to me. So anyway, glad that we got that out of the way. 11 shades, $32. This is supposed to be a shiny lip gloss with the comfortable feel of a balm that delivers up to 24 hours of moisture. So what they're saying is, you know, if you take it off your lips, you're still gonna be left with 24 hours of moisture. This formulation type, it's a gloss and lip balm and treatment. Okay, so maybe it is supposed to be like actually to treat your lips. Jojoba oil seed oil, French rose extract. This might smell like rose, primrose oil. All right. So there's 11 shades. They all contain small amounts of shimmer, but they're all shimmery, just to point that out. Unless you look really, really close. In fact, you're not gonna be able to pick it up on camera, but just note that there's very, very, very small, very like delicate amounts of shimmer in this formula. So this is the shade Rose. Very small applicator, slanted doe foot. This definitely has, okay, this is fragranced. It actually smells really good though, but it's there. But it's so not a rose shade. I wish they would do a better job of labeling their shades. Okay. It does feel very conditioning. It feels like a lip oil on my lips. It doesn't feel like a gloss. It doesn't feel like a balm really. I mean, I guess it has like a balmy feeling to it as well, but it feels more like a lip oil, like a really nourishing emollient lip oil. Definitely on the side of goopy, not sticky, but definitely there's like some goopiness happening. Yeah. There's definitely some goop going on. The fragrance actually kind of dissipates after the first couple like swipes on my lips. When I initially opened it up, I smelled it a lot more and it was a lot more pronounced. Now it's very subtle and I maybe I'm just getting used to it, but there's something there. It's not overwhelming, just to take note. Color payoff is okay. It's not bad. It's subtle. It's pretty. Like I mentioned, there's 11 shades to choose from. I think they need to definitely switch up the shades and incorporate some more. They all kind of look like muted versions of each other. Oh, there's a rose one that actually looks like rose. It's called Rose Syrup. So there's some pretty ones. Okay, I take that back. But I still think there's like some work to be done with the shade range, and they could like switch up a few colors and add like a few more interesting shades. But that aside, that's like personal opinion. It does look pretty on. I feel like very self-conscious of like the goop going on. It's like getting a little goopy in the inside of my lip. There's zero stickiness, which is great. It's not knocking my socks off. There's so many more that I liked way more that I've tried previously that are at a lower price point than $32. So for that reason, I wouldn't go back out and repurchase this one from Laura Mercier. Am I enjoying it right now? I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite one that I've tried in this video by far. So for that reason, I think that you should try some other ones that I tested out previously. I don't think this is one that's really worth getting, to be honest. It's nice, but it's just not the best one out there. So for that reason, I would say skip this one from Laura Mercier. Okay, next up at $33, we have a very classic brand, Bobbi Brown. This is the crushed oil infused lip gloss for $33. I'm only laughing because if you watched my video where I talked about the tinted lip oils and tinted lip balms that are sold at Sephora, Bobbi Brown did not do very well in that video. So I'm only laughing because this is bringing back memories of that video. So if you caught that video, maybe you're laughing with me. Hopefully you are. And if not, again, I'm going to link that video in the description box below so you could check it out. But let's try out the crushed oil infused lip gloss. There are 13 shades to choose from. There is also, just a little side note in case this is something that interests you, it says online only that they have the same formula available in 3 shades in the crushed oil infused gloss shimmer. So these are like more of a creamy finish. There's also 3 shimmers that are online only. Just to call it out again in case you want it, it's supposed to be a super smooth, ultra hydrating and never sticky lip gloss infused with botanicals and hyaluronic acid in sheer shades from bare to bold. All right, there's really not much else. Glides on smooth, yada yada, the usual stuff, which totally makes sense. So let's see what this is all about. This is the shade New Romantic. I thought this looked really pretty, and if I end up liking this formula, you'll definitely see this in lip combos to come, because you know, if I like a gloss, I'll be applying it and creating lip combos with this. So high hopes, because the color looks really pretty. Small doe foot applicator. Can't tell. I'm having a harder and harder time smelling things. I feel like there's nothing there, but yeah, we're gonna go with unscented. Okay, I believe based off my nose is telling me, oh, I'm already getting a goopiness, that this is unscented. So let's go with that. I'm not detecting anything, so we're gonna say it's unscented. Feels really nice. It actually does feel like an oil, like a balm oil hybrid for sure. The color payoff is sheer, and they did state that. So no points deducted for that because they did state that it's a sheer formula. So it's not gonna give you a whole lot of color payoff, and that's very accurate as I'm applying this. It is sheer, feels really nice. There's definitely zero stickiness. It's not the most satisfying lip gloss. The shine is not super impactful, which is good and bad. I might prefer something that's more shiny than you. So if this is something that speaks to you because you want it to be less shiny and not so like in your face too reflective, then this could be a really good one for you. The price point for Bobbi Brown is not entirely that bad. You know, Bobbi Brown has some steeper prices in my opinion. Like the lip oil that I tried many months ago at this point was like what, $38 or $39, and I thought that was just kind of ridiculous. This feels more fitting. Like this feels more appropriate for like that $33 price point. That's still high, but it's not as high as other Bobbi Brown products, if that makes sense. So $33, it feels really nice on my lips. It feels very cushiony, very balmy. It doesn't feel like I have a lip gloss on my lips. It does feel like I have like a lip balm / lip oil that has a tint on it. So for that reason, I actually really like it. It's not overly goopy. I feel like if you apply too much, it is going to seep to the inner corners and you're going to get those bands that I have talked about over and over again at this point. But all in all, I do think it's nice. Would I go back out and repurchase it? I'm going to say no, only because, again, I love my Fenty. I love that Cali Ray. I love the Sephora collection one. I love the Huda Beauty one. Which other ones? So I love the Fashion Fair. So there's just so many others that I really have enjoyed much more that are at a lower price point. So for that reason, I wouldn't go back out and repurchase it, but that's just me personally. Would I recommend this? I'd recommend this to anyone who has more dry lips, who's looking for a nice, easy to apply, very cushiony, very plush product that's not goopy, not sticky, right? conditioning, but giving you like somewhat of a gloss effect without too much shine. So if you're looking for like maybe more of a natural finish that has some tint, then I think this could be a really good option. And if you don't mind the price tag, then I think it's really a good option. So those are my thoughts on the Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil Infused Lip Gloss. Very pretty. All right, we're now jumping into the $35 category. And for that, you can get the Charlotte Tilbury Big Lip Plumpgasm Plumping Lip Gloss. This now comes in 3 shades. When this was originally launched, it came in 2. This is the shade Pillow Talk Fair Medium. They also have a Pillow Talk Medium Deep, so it's a deeper tone. I love that they launched those. I think that's just, I mean, Pillow Talk is like their iconic shade. It's like what the brand is pretty much iconically known for at this point, in my opinion. But now they just also launched brand new. I did not see this when I was in store. If I had, it probably would have been tempted to buy it, honestly. They just launched the same formula, but in the Nudegasm Diamonds. It's like a sheer champagne-y, almost like a topper kind of shade. Either way, I am a big fan of this product. I purchased it like right when it came out. And I don't always purchase everything Charlotte Tilbury as soon as it comes out. Like, just not always my thing. But this one really did speak to me, to be quite honest. And I'm a big fan of like the Pillow Talk collection as a whole. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I do enjoy this product a lot. I think it's a really nice lip gloss. It's spicy. It is lip plumping. So if you are looking for a lip plumper, I think this is a really great option that just looks really beautiful. So I'll stop talking about how I feel about this. Let me read to you what the claims are. A high shine gloss that visibly plumps, smooths, and hydrates lips quickly and over time with comforting lip oil feel. So it's a lip gloss / lip plumper. I mean, that's about it. So no crazy claims, nothing too dramatic. It's just supposed to plump your lips and be really pretty. So let's try this out together, and shout out to that packaging because, you know, it's not about the packaging, but for $35, I want bougie packaging, and I want to be wined and dined with my packaging if it's going to be that much for one single lip product. And I feel like I get all that with this. Doe foot applicator is pretty big, pointed at the tip. I find that if you're not careful, this doe foot applicator could be a little bit messy and a little tricky. And product, if you're also not careful, this could seep out just a little bit. So just a forewarning, you know, don't put it in a white makeup bag because you could run the risk of it seeping out. Now, I love the way this feels. I think it is quite a beautiful gloss, and personal opinion, I like how intense this is. For some reason, this one's like very enjoyable to me, but that's totally a personal preference, and I really like the tingle on this one. It's like, it's a spicy tingle. And I will tell you, when you're using this, make sure you get the border of your lips. Make sure you actually like kind of line your lips with it, as you should with all lip plumpers, so you get the maximum amount of results. And with this one, since it does have like a nice tint to it, I like to really bring it all the way up to the actual, almost outside of the border of my lip. What this does is once the plumping takes effect, it'll give you like a full-on plumper lip all the way around. It's actually making me talk funny. But it's very intense. Nothing you can't handle unless you really don't like lip plumpers. But if you don't like lip plumpers, then honestly, I would just skip to the next product because it's not a lip plumper. So this is going to be strictly talking to my lip plumper fans out there. If you enjoy them and you can handle them, this one's going to be, it's going to be like a breeze, basically. It's not super duper intense. It's not painful. It's very cooling. It's spicy, but in like a very cooling way. It's hard to explain. You kind of just have to like try it for yourself. I feel like it's a different feeling than a few of the others. It's similar to the Patrick Ta, but even more cooling, if that also makes sense. Just my experience with it and my opinion on how it feels on my lips. Either way, it does deliver quite a bit of shine. Obviously, it's very shiny. I like the amount of tint that it gives you. This also makes a really great topper on top of lipsticks. It will still give you a plumping effect, even if you have a base layer product underneath, which I really think calls attention to like how good the product is. It does actually plump your lips, even if there's a layer, like a barrier in between your actual lips and this product. So you can use it alone, use it as a topper, but you will get such a plump look to your lips. Like you will actually get physical, visible results. I want to call this out too. Very similar to like my Dr. Dennis Gross treatment to plump my lips and to like smooth the fine lines. This will give you a very similar effect, but with a nice wash of color and a really high, beautiful, glossy shine. It's not sticky. It is borderline on the goopy side, but borderline. It's still very doable and still not something that I think would really bother you. Just don't apply way too much, because if you apply more and more, it will feel goopy as an end result. But either way, would I go back out and repurchase this? Yes, I love it. I even got my sister one. My sister really enjoys this product. I'm probably going to go out at some point when this is half empty and maybe get the new one that just came out, because I do really, really like this formula. And like already my lips just feel and look visibly so much bigger and so much smoother too. Like you could see, don't my lips look smoother? I swear it's not a placebo effect. I can tell my lips look smoother, like the fine lines around, like I have a lot of like little fine lines around here like that, and I feel like it smooths them quite a bit. So very impactful, definitely delivers what it says it's going to deliver. For that reason, I highly recommend this one for anyone looking for a tinted lip plumper formula. If you have not tried this one from Charlotte, I think this is a standout one that I really enjoy and really recommend. So I'd repurchase it. I recommend it to you and any fellow lip plumper fan out there. This is definitely one to get. Okay, moving on to another Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss. This one is also $35, and this is the Collagen Lip Bath Gloss. This is a formula that I haven't tried in a while. However, I do really like it, and I did really like it when I once owned it before I ran out. This is a really, really nourishing formula that feels incredibly nice on your lips. Typical Charlotte packaging, very ornate, very decorative. Let me show you what the applicator looks like. Classic doe foot, but it almost has like a heart shape at the end. Can you see that? It's cute. I'm not sure what the functionality of that is or what it's for, but it's really cute. This one does have a hint of a minty scent to it. And this one, the call outs of this is actually really impressive. They actually have a whole before and after on the screen. So if you're looking for some results, it has some really pretty before and afters on the screen. It's supposed to be a collagen lip bath. So it's supposed to be very nourishing for your lips. It is a high shine lip gloss with skincare ingredients to create fuller looking lips. So not your typical lip plumper, not like the lip plumper that we previously tried from Charlotte. Different, more skincare based, more skincare infused. Probably gonna feel a lot more comfortable for someone who's looking for fuller looking lips without that spicy, burny, tingling feeling. So let me try this on. It's been a minute, and I got the shade Pillow Talk Fair. I thought this looked so pretty. Okay, right off the bat, I need way more product. Let me just get this nice and fully saturated. The wand is really interesting. It's applying it very nicely. I just think it's kind of an awkward shape, to be honest. So this does give a nice wash of color. It's not super intensely pigmented, but I'm seeing that it's a little bit more buildable. So let's actually build up the color intensity a bit. $35, it's not the most affordable lip gloss, but I do really like this formula, and I remember loving it back in the day. So like I said, it's been a minute since I've tried this and worn it, but it's nice. It's really nice. I have to say I really like this one. This is bringing back memories. I want to say I had the original Pillow Talk shade when I first had this, and now I have the fair one, which is a really pretty pale pink. I like it. My lips feel really nice. It definitely gives you more of a cooling sensation on your lips. It's not like a tingle. It's not like a traditional burning lip plumper. It just feels really soft and cooling. That's the best way I could describe it. Very, very comfortable, very, very calm, not super intense at all. There's no stickiness whatsoever. It feels really nice and really moisturizing on my lips, really hydrating. It's not goopy. So would I go back out and repurchase this one? Yes, I would. I think this is a really nice formula from Charlotte Tilbury, really nourishing, really gorgeous. I think this checks all the boxes, to be quite honest. And I recommend this one to anyone looking for an alternative to like a burning, intense lip plumper that still is going to give you nice hydration, nice shine, zero stickiness, and more like a comfortable feeling, all while enhancing the look of your lips. So if you're looking for that kind of product, this one is really well-rounded. It's a bit pricier, but it's very well-rounded, very well done, and the shades are really pretty. So with that, I definitely recommend this one, the Collagen Lip Bath from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a good one. I forgot to mention this has 8 shades available to choose from. Now, just when you thought we were done with lip plumpers, oh wait, there's more. And this one's $38. This has a luxury price point attached to it. It's from Valentino Beauty, and this is the Puffer Complex Lip Plumper Gloss. This comes in 6 different shades. I picked up this really fun metallic pink shade in the color In My Glowing Era. It's a soft pink shimmer, really fun packaging. Reminds me of like Barbie, which I absolutely grew up loving. So let's try this on together. Really fun packaging, small little doe foot applicator. Doesn't feel like you get a whole lot of product for $38, but let's try this out and let's see if it's worth it. So first things first, I think this has a slight there's a slight fruity fragrance happening, but it's very slight, very, very slight. It's actually really nice though. It just smells kind of like lightly refreshing, like crisp. Refreshing, like citrus almost. Really nice. Okay, let's try this on, but before we do, this is described as an extra caring, extra high shine lip gloss that comes in 6 iridescent shades to deliver fuller looking lips, a pillowy, soft, smooth pout. It's a lip gloss formula that plumps your lips. So let's try this bad boy on. Ooh. That was a satisfying amount of color, or product, I should say. The color is very sheer, but that was a really satisfying application Oh yeah, that's nice. I was not expecting to like this so much firsthand. Wow. Oh, this feels amazing. This feels very much like a lip oil. This does not feel like a gloss at all. Okay, I could apply this all day. Wow, this feels heavenly. Wow, that feels so good. Oh my gosh, that feels like just a nourishing lip oil, lip balm, like a lip conditioner, really. Super hydrating. I feel like my lips already look so nice and well nourished and just well taken care of, which they're not. So that's a plus. Fragrance is so minor, so barely there. I love this doe foot applicator. I think this is one of the best ones that I've tried. It's depositing and laying down like the perfect amount of product. This is not goopy. However, I put a ton on, so it's probably gonna look a little goopy, but oh my gosh, it's because I'm addicted to the feeling. Non-sticky, very hydrating, very moisturizing. Feels like a lip oil / lip conditioner, lip balm. Yeah, I mean, there's no stickiness at all. I got a hint of like flavor. I accidentally got some in my mouth, but it's not flavor. It's just like I'm kind of tasting it now because I put probably way too much on at this point. But yeah, I think it's a nice formula. It's $38, so it is really, really pricey. Do I think there's other ones you can get the same kind of effect for not $38? Absolutely. Is this one really bougie? Definitely. However, I really like it. It feels amazing. I'm getting a slight cooling sensation on my lips, hence like the plumping aspect of this product. So there is that to note. It's very, very minor. It's not intense at all. It's like a barely like a little whisper of like cooling sensation. There's no tingle. It just feels nice. It just overall feels really, really nice and really, really nourishing on my lips. So 6 shades, they're all really sheer and they're all really shimmery. Would I go back out and repurchase this one? I'm torn because I really like it a lot. However, I'm going to say no, only because it's not because I don't like it. I think it's gorgeous and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it, and you will absolutely see me use this in videos to come for sure. So just trust me on that. I will get my money's worth with this $38. So I really am enjoying it, but would I go back out and actually purchase another one? I probably wouldn't, just based on the price point and based on how many others I've liked prior to this one that are plumping, that are hydrating, that are moisturizing, that look beautiful, and that are not carrying that $38 price tag. Is it a treat yourself moment? Yes, absolutely. So if you get it, I think you're going to love it because it's a really gorgeous formula. However, for those reasons, I don't recommend it, but I'm torn because I do want to recommend it because I know if you got it, you would really like it. But it's $38, so it's really up to you. I'm going to leave it up to you. If you get it, you'll like it. Otherwise, just know, take comfort in knowing there's so many more that are less expensive and they're going to be equally as amazing. But those are my thoughts on the Valentino lip gloss. I mean, it is pretty. And if you get it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. That is really nice. Okay, coming up next for $38, and we are in the luxury price point category at this point on. So if that sounds like your realm of products that you want to keep watching and you're interested in, then keep watching throughout the rest of this video. If you want to cap it at this point, you're like, absolutely not. I'm not going to pay $1 more than like $35 for a lip gloss. Then stop it here. We'll say goodbye. We'll hug goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. But for $38, there's 9 different shades to choose from with the Armani Prisma Glass Hydrating Lip Gloss with squalene. So squalene, it's going to feel more oily on your lips. It's going to feel very hydrating. It should anyway. I have actually never tried this product, so it's going to be a complete first impression. The shades that they have to choose from out of those 9 are decently well-rounded. There's a few earth tones. There's a peach. There's some pinks. There's a clear shimmer. This is the shade, they always do this. It says 05 at the bottom, but 05 is actually Berry Beam. It's a raspberry pink, and look how pretty it is. It's actually really pretty. Very nice component, very sleek, definitely giving luxury Armani vibes. Let's see if this is fragrance. I'm gonna just guess that it is because it's Armani and it's luxury. It's not. Just kidding. It's totally not. There's no fragrance happening. Really small applicator. So very petite little applicator. Let's try this out. Again, I've never tried this one. I don't know any reviews on it. I haven't heard anyone rave about it. I've really heard nothing about this product, to be quite honest. So we'll be just figuring this out together. This definitely feels like an oil and not a lip gloss. This does not feel like a lip gloss at all. So if that's your jam, you might really like this one. And if you're used to like tinted lip balms, tinted lip oils, then this is definitely gonna be one that's gonna feel very familiar and very comfortable to you. It's probably the squalene with the oil that's making it feel very much like a lip oil. The shade, it's subtle, but it's there and it's pretty. Definitely subtle, but still very nice. There's zero stickiness. Again, it feels like a lip balm, lip oil. 100%. There's nothing that resembles a gloss to me. The shine is definitely there though, like a gloss. So that's, I think, a plus in my opinion. It's not goopy. There's no fragrance. There's really nothing wrong with this. I would just say that the price tag is really hefty for a gloss. Like nobody wants to spend $38 on a gloss. Like that's hard, you know? I would rather spend $38 on like a blush. Like that's worth it to me. You know, it's like, just feels more significant. Glosses, you reapply them a lot. They're not long lasting, so you end up going through them a lot quicker. So in that case, the price point is pretty high, but it is Armani, so there is that. What else was I going to say about this? I mean, it's nice. It's just not anything to write home about. It feels really conditioning and really cushiony on my lips. There's the zero stickiness. Would I go back out and actually buy this again when I'm out of it? I wouldn't personally. And again, it's because there's so many other ones that are less expensive and just more fun, to be honest. The Huda, the Fenty. There's just so many others that I like more than this one. So for that reason, I want to go back out and purchase it again. Would I recommend it? I think it's nice. It reminds me a lot of the Talking Points, and it feels a lot similar to the tinted Bobbi Brown, to be quite honest. So I'm going to say that I'd recommend it for that same person that wants like an entryway into lip gloss. They don't want to be like goopy and overly shiny. They want to feel more like a tinted lip balm, you know, like the more makeup-y look of a gloss, if that makes sense. So if that sounds like you and you want that kind of product that's not in your face over the top, then I think this is a good option. If you're okay with the price point, then I think you'll absolutely enjoy it. But this one's just not, you know, it's not knocking my socks off, but it's still a very nice product and feels really amazing on my lips. So that is the Armani Prisma Glass Hydrating Lip Gloss with Squalene. Okay, now hear me out. I know I just talked about $38 being a ridiculous price point for a gloss. Okay, I'm going to fully acknowledge that. However, there is one that I will get over that high price point because I love this formula so much. I love the shades they have so much. This one is just near and dear to my heart. I've loved this for quite some time. It's the Hourglass Phantom Volumizing Glossy Lip Balm. This really is such a well done product for Hourglass. Not that they don't do many things well. They do a lot of things incredibly well. But this in particular, I feel like is just such a hit and such a standout and such a like universally loved product. I feel like everyone who tries this or has picked it up or picked up based on my recommendation has absolutely loved it. So is it expensive? Yeah, $38. It's, you know, it's really up there, but let's face it, Hourglass as a whole, as a brand, is really, really pricey, and they are definitely like, they're at a luxury price point without being like a YSL or Armani or a Gucci or Dior. So with that said, Hourglass is always expensive, but these are just, they're gorgeous. There's many shades. There's 20 different shades. They're always launching like new releases and limited edition colors and just like new colors to the collection. So 20 different shades is a lot. And there's a massive mix of beautiful shades ranging from like, let me just show you. Like, look at that shade range. That's stunning. That is like, there's going to be at least 4 or 5, if not like 8 shades per person that you're gonna end up loving, and it's gonna work well for you and your skin tone, whatever your skin tone is. These are just, oh, they're just so good. Okay, so let me stop talking for a second. Let me stop giving you my personal opinion about it. Let me just read a couple things. This is supposed to be an innovative all-in-one lip gloss balm that nourishes, hydrates, and visibly plumps lips while delivering full body color with a dewy high shine finish. I agree with every single one of those statements, and every single one of those things is absolutely true. That's why I love this one so much. I have many shades. Honestly, I have many shades. I have, where are my others? There's probably one in my purse. Now I'm determined to show you all of them, but the ones I have right now, I guess I could tell you about are Invite, Sense, and Trace. Trace is probably one of my favorites. Well, Trace and Sense, honestly, are just, they're so good. Which one do I put on? They're all good. Let me just put on Sense. Let me make sure Sense is even available and it's not one of those limited colors. Yep. Okay, so Sense is like a peachy beige and it's just gorgeous. So this does have a twist up, not a clicker like the Tarte does. And the formula itself is a lot more stable than that Tarte one. So you're not going to get as much of like an overflow of product as you're pushing this onto your lips. It's a lot more stable and it's a little bit harder than that Tarte. So you know I ripped on this packaging, right, for being really messy. This is going to look very similar. However, it's just done better, okay? So hear me out. It's just done better. So I find this is really easy for people that are beginning in makeup too. Yes, it's a higher price point, but like let's say you're just starting out in makeup and you don't have the confidence to go apply like a bullet traditional style lipstick onto your lips, but you want to like kind of baby step your way into it. This kind of applicator is very easy in my opinion. And this is also a great beginner-friendly product because it gives you high shine, but a lot of pigment. Like this will fully coat your lips with pigment and color like a lipstick would, but in a way easier to apply, way less intimidating formula. So just a few things to call out. So again, this is the shade Sense. It's like a perfect peachy nude. I obviously wear these with lip liners, but even without, you could still get a pretty nice border because they're so pigmented. But look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. They're actually surprisingly very, very long lasting on your lips, even though they are balmy, they're glossy. And they're not like a traditional like long wear kind of product. I still feel like with a lip liner as a base, I get quite a bit of mileage out of this product without having to reapply it over and over again. The finish of it is so gorgeous. It's so juicy. It's so smoothing. It's so refreshing on your lips. It feels amazing on your lips, very moisturizing and very conditioning, all while giving you like a really beautiful amount of color. And there's just, again, there is not one bad color in the mix of these. They launched so many gorgeous shades. It's really hard to choose, honestly, but I feel like you can't get a bad one. They're all gorgeous. Big fan of these. So would I go back out and repurchase these? Yes, and I have so many times. I have quite a collection that I am so happy with, and I've actually like gone through physical ones of these. That's how much I like it, and that takes me a lot of time because I have a lot of lip products because I'm a lip products collector. So for me to go through an entire one says a lot. So one of my clients I recommend these to have always loved them and bought multiples. So that also tells you that they're just a really great product that most people are going to like. So for that reason, highly recommend this one. I know it's pricey, but I know if you buy it, you're not going to regret it. And I know if you buy it, you're going to have an easy time applying it and wearing it throughout the day, and you're going to be happy with the results. So for that reason, I love this one. It's a holy grail for me, and I think you would really enjoy it if you pick it up. And look at that color payoff. Oh, zero stickiness, zero goopiness, no fragrance, all that good stuff too. Okay, this next one is also $38, and I kept it in the cute little bag that it comes in because I had to show you this on camera. This is, of course, the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Hydrating Lip Balm. This comes in 7 different shades. I wish there was more. However, I will say the shades are decently well-rounded, so that is good. I feel like there's gonna be something for everyone. I have some tissue on my lips. Please don't mind me from wiping out my previous lip gloss. But anyway, this is $38. Westman Atelier has a just like Hourglass, but actually I want to say they have a higher price point. Not in this case with lip gloss, but generally speaking, they have a really, really high price point. Like very, very high. Don't mind me while I'm struggling to open this cute little bag, but you know, it goes back to like if you're going to spend a high price point on a product, definitely please, I beg you, wine and dine me. And this little bag definitely has wined and dined me because look how cute that is. Will I use it again? No. Is it practical? Not really. Unless you're really hyper aware of not getting any like residue or like seeping lip gloss in the inside of your makeup bag or your purse, then this probably would be a nice product or thing to hold on to keep this in there and keep it all nice and clean. I digress. $38. I've tried this in the past. I actually lost the one that I had. I had probably like well over a year ago, maybe like leaning towards 2 years at this point. I remember I loved this formula. I was actually sent this in PR back when I used to be on Westman Atelier's PR list. I'm somehow off that list, but it's all good. Happy to buy it. But I'm thinking back like, why did I get kicked off? No clue. But anyway, new people come and go. You get shuffled off the list. It is what it is. It's probably not personal, and I'm not going to take it personal. But I remember loving it so much that I took it to work with me to retouch my lips throughout the day, and I put it in my set bag, like my bag that I carry like my set products to like touch up my client with, and it just disappeared. I must have fallen out of the pocket, and I was so devastated, and I never rebought it because it was $38. So I bought it for this video, and I'm happy to have this back in my life because I absolutely loved it. So without further ado, let's try on the Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Hydrating Lip Balm from Miss Westman Atelier. So that's the applicator, and actually her name is not Westman Atelier, that's just the brand name. I believe it's Gucci Westmore. Oh, so nice. It might look really simple on camera, and you might be like, this doesn't look like something you would love, but there's something different about this and very unique and insanely nourishing. Like it just wraps your lips in like a blanket. To be honest, it's just so nice. The color payoff is there. It's not intense, but it is there. So it's not the most natural color payoff. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like this is a natural color, so it just looks really soft and pretty, but it is tinting my lips very nicely. But the way this feels is just wonderful. It's just like the best way I could describe it. It's just a wonderful product that just feels amazing. And if you get this, you're gonna love the way this feels on your lips. It is incredibly conditioning and incredibly like emollient. It just feels so nice. There's zero stickiness. There's Zero fragrance. Yeah, there's nothing happening in there. The shades are all really pretty. The shade, if I didn't call it out, that I'm wearing is Nunu. It's a soft coral. It's the shade Nunu, and it's really just a beautiful, like, I don't want to describe this as a soft coral necessarily. It's like more like a soft beige, soft peachy beige. It's just really pretty. So again, zero stickiness, zero like goopiness and gunkiness, no fragrance. $38. It is quite expensive. Would I go back out and repurchase it? Yes, I just did. Finally, it took me long enough, but I did it. And I'm so happy to have it back in my life. Do I recommend this for you? I do. I think this is a really amazing, amazing product. If you're willing to spend that higher price point, I think you're going to be really happy with it. However, I'm going to say you don't have to spend that much money to get this kind of result, this kind of finish, and this kind of feeling ultimately on your lips. There's ones that are much more affordable that you can definitely buy instead. However, if you want to treat yourself, I think you'll really, really like it and you'll really enjoy it. Great if you have super dry lips that are parched. Great if you want something that's easy and kind of just natural on your lips. It gives you some color. Fantastic. So if you get it, you're going to love it. But just know there's definitely other ones out there that are less expensive that you'll like probably as much. So with that said, I love it. I'd buy it again. And I know that if you bought it, you would definitely love it as well. It feels so nice. I don't want to take this one off my lips, honestly. And I don't want to waste it. Last up, in our $38 price range is a new one. It's going to be a complete first impression. I am really excited to try this one. I'm very, very excited to try this one actually. This is the Izamaya Lip Lack Maximizing Lip Plumping Serum. There's only 6 shades to choose from and they are all quite wild and quite out there. I'm going to show you them really quick. But the one that I actually picked up is Metal. And these are the shades. Don't mind how dirty my phone is, but those are the shades right there. So 6 very unique, very interesting shades. Izamaya is not doing things like everyone else. I think we all know that by now. She just recently revamped and had a whole like rebrand and now she's in Sephora. So this is one of the products that I did not try. I actually tried a lot of her products when they first entered Sephora. Some were amazing. Some were just kind of not, I don't know, just didn't like suit me very well. But this product looks really, really interesting and I have high hopes and I'm very excited to try this. I also surprisingly think that the shade Metal looked so cool. I actually swatched this in store at Sephora and it looked like a product that I could use to tone down and cool down the warmth of a lot of other lip combos. So I love to make a lip combo. I love to like pair unique things together. I like to make custom looks with my lip combos and I feel like this is going to really fit in with my life, okay? Just to cool down really warm products because there's so many warm colors out there and warm lipsticks and glosses. So very unique. Let's test this out together. Beautiful packaging. You can see the silver metal flakes in there. I mean, just doing this really well. Like the packaging is really, really exceptional. So this is the shade Metal. It has a very small little applicator. Let's see. I don't smell anything. So this is actually supposed to be a lip plumping serum that contains a proprietary botanical plumping cocktail that supports natural circulation, bee-stung lips without needles. Very cool. I know this is not going to be like the traditional, from what I understand, like a traditional lip plumper that's going to feel spicy and like cinnamony and like that kind of situation on your lips. It's supposed to be more like plumping in a sense because it's ultra hydrating. And ultimately when your lips are super hydrated, that's when your skin, your lips, everything looks plumper. So it's the same idea as like hydrating your skin before makeup to plump up any fine lines. You get the idea. It's the same thing with your lips. So, okay, this is cool. Oh, wow. This is already really cool. I mean, is this going to be my everyday lip gloss? No. But is it unique and something like just fun that we haven't seen done well like this? Yes. But is this for like every single one of us? No, let's be real. Let's get this all over. It's gliding on really nice. I am dipping back in for more because the applicator doesn't have a ton of product on it. Like it doesn't hold on to a lot of product. So I need to reapply or dip back in a few times. Wow. That sparkle it's really cool. It's definitely different, but it's really cool. I'm not mad about this at all. I'm dying to pair this with a lip liner and a whole lip combo and like to put this on top of like more of like a warm peachy lip just to see like what it does and how it cools down that warmth. But on its own, which is what we're doing, it's still really pretty. It's not as like intensely metallic as I thought it was going to be, which is actually a good thing in my opinion because it makes it somewhat more wearable for most of us. The way it feels is quite amazing. It feels very cushiony, very balmy, very conditioning. It definitely feels more like a lip treatment. It does not feel like a gloss, like not even whatsoever. There's zero stickiness. There's no goopy, gross tackiness to it either. It's not too like thick and gunky. It just feels like cushiony and very nice. not getting any kind of cooling sensation or any kind of burning at all. It really is relying on just plumping my lips with pure hydration, which I think is very unique and something that a lot of these other lip glosses and lip plumpers are not doing. So more like skin focused, basically. This is a tough one. So $38, like, would I go back out and repurchase this? I wouldn't not. I think it's a really cool product and it's really unique. I would go back out and repurchase if she launches some more day-to-day, everyday wearable kind of colors, because ultimately I'm going to get the most bang for my buck with those. I'm going to be able to wear them more in like my day-to-day life. Like, I wouldn't wear this to work, basically, is what I'm trying to get to. So with that said, this is going to take me a long time to run out of, because I'm going to use it more for like lip combos and special occasions, to be quite honest. So if she launched more shades, I would definitely go back out and purchase more, because the formula itself is really, really nice. Do I recommend it for you all? I do and I don't. I feel like it's going to be more of a niche target audience of people that's going to enjoy this product and really love it, but I don't think it's for everyone. So it's tough to say if I recommend it for everyone, because I don't. I think it's going to be for makeup lovers and anyone looking for like something really unique on the market. This is going to give you that kind of satisfaction because it is very, very unique, but I don't think this is for everyone. So it's up to you. I'm going to leave it up to you. I recommend it because it's a good formula, but I don't think it's going to be for everyone. So those are my thoughts. I'm liking it. You'll definitely see me use this in lip combos to come, so stay tuned for that. But I think it's overall a very nice formula that's just feeling amazing on my lips, and looking forward to hopefully some more shades from Izumaya. But that's pretty. Okay, jumping up to $39. This is a product that's going to be familiar to you if you caught my previous tinted lip balm, tinted lip oil haul at Sephora. This was featured in that video because this is a gray area product. It's going to be marketed as a lip gloss and balm all in one. So that's why it's in this video as well. It is the Givenchy Rose Perfecto Hydrating Tinted Lip Balm and Gloss. I have the shade Spicy Maple. I love this. I remember really loving this product, actually. I don't know why I haven't used it very much since filming that video, but I'm happy to be reintroduced to it because it is really nice and I really enjoyed it, and I remember liking it in that video as well. So this is supposed to be the first marbled liquid lip balm infused with skincare and a hint of color for a natural lip glow and a touch of color. Very nice. I mean, this is definitely a very unique product too. Like, I'm gonna show you up close one more time. So it is like a melting swirl of, skincare apparently, and a hint of color. So you're seeing that all throughout. And look how pretty this maple shade is. Like, that's gorgeous. For $39, Givenchy really knows how to wine and dine and give us really nice luxe packaging. This is like a faux leather. It's embossed at the top. I mean, it's gorgeous. If you saw this on my bathroom counter, you'd probably think I was really bougie. I don't know what that says, but it's just a really pretty product. There's no fragrance to this. Let's try it on again together, or for the first time if you did not catch that video. It does feel so nice. Wow. I need to leave this out. It's hard. I try to keep my makeup really organized and in like certain categories of like what I'm testing, what I'm gonna test next, what's set aside for future videos. And sometimes I forget about products, and it's obviously very unfortunate, but on this channel, I test out a lot of products. So, you guys can have a good understanding of like what's worth it and what to buy and what not to buy or what's not for you. And this has definitely been quite lost in the shuffle. So I need to keep this out and in my peripheral view just so I know to use it. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk about the feeling of it. The texture is just like a lip balm. It feels just like a lip balm, lip oil, lip treatment. There's absolutely zero stickiness. There's no fragrance. I think the color payoff is really nice for this product. I think it's exceptional, honestly. I think it's really, really pretty. It's not too much, but it's not so underwhelming that you're left wanting more. And I think it's like a perfect mix of like conditioning ingredients and like actual makeup pigment. I think this is a really, really great blend of those two things. So great job on that. There's no stickiness. There's no goopiness. I'm not getting like that gross like band of like goopiness between my lips. So that's always a plus. It's a great formula. It's definitely pricey. It's more of like a treat yourself moment, as are a lot of these coming up. But for $39, I think if you get it, you're going to really love the way your lips feel and the way your lips look with this product. I am going to just preface this by saying I like it. I would go back out and repurchase it because I do really enjoy this. Every time I do wear it, I'm always like, gosh, why don't I wear this more often? However, there are 100% some more affordable options that I featured prior to this one that you're going to enjoy just as much. So it's going to be more of like a treat yourself moment. So if you're willing to treat yourself, you want to do it, you love the way this looks, and I don't blame you. I think if you get it, you're going to end up absolutely loving it. It's going to be really great for people that have dry lips, maybe like dry mature lips too. It's going to feel really, really comforting, really soothing, and just really emollient on your lips. And I think you're going to really enjoy that feeling. So with that said, if you have dry lips, you're going to absolutely love it. And if you want to treat yourself, you're not going to be disappointed. Those are my thoughts on the Givenchy lip oil gloss hybrid situation. Okay, up next, for $40, we're now entering the $40 price point. You can get the Dior, very gorgeous packaging, the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer Plumping Gloss. This actually comes in 26 different shades. Honestly, when you walk by like the Dior gondola at Sephora, these are all out on display, and it's really hard to choose because they're all beautiful shades. Like there's so many really beautiful shades. There's some that have like high shimmer amounts. There's some that just are like more milky and creamy, like this one right here. This one just spoke to me, and I don't regret it. I've already tried it on a couple times prior to this video because I wanted to see the color. I'm very familiar with this formula, by the way. I've gone through like at least 2 or 3 of this formula. It's definitely more of a treat yourself moment because it is $40 and it is Dior. However, I love this formula, and that's what's kept me coming back for more. So I guess to spoiler alert this one in particular, I would go back out and repurchase it because I have many times. But anyway, okay, I picked up the shade 063 Pink Lilac, and it is described as a soft lilac, and it really is a soft lilac. This is so absolutely gorgeous. And for $40, you definitely get the Dior wine and dine situation. You get the logo on the side, which is really cool. You get the embossed cap. It's definitely luxury. Small little applicator, which nothing wrong with that. I don't remember if this has, yeah, this has like a mintiness to it. That's right. Okay, so this does have like a minty scent to it. It's not that intense in my opinion, but it's definitely there and something to call out. Now, also, this is a lip plumper. This is a lip maximizer. It's going to plump your lips. It's going to give you like that fuller looking pout. So if that's not something you're interested in, I would skip to 2 glosses from now. But if that is something you're interested in, this is a really nice formula that does a really good job of plumping your lips. I can attest to that. But let me call out the claims. The iconic Dior Lip Maximizer Plumping Lip Gloss gets a refresh with a new 90% natural origin formula, a reimagined case, and updated shades. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that they had reformulated this. That's good to know. But yeah, $40. Let's try it out. Let me show you what this one looks like on. Pink Lilac is just so pretty. Now, one thing I actually have always liked about this formula is it's actually very like, first of all, it's very soothing on your lips. And if it makes sense, it's kind of like a thin, thick formula. Like it's thick enough that it stays on your lips, but it's not thick enough where it's like goopy and gross. It just feels like a perfect texture. There's zero stickiness. There's just, I don't have any complaints about this other than the price tag, but you know, you kind of know what you're getting with Dior. You know, it's going to be a higher price point. Does that make it right? No, but you know, it is a luxury makeup brand, but look how pretty that is. It's so gorgeous. I cannot get enough of this shade. This will definitely give you a plumping look to your lips, but all while being pretty comfortable in the process. It's not going to feel like it's burning your lips off. It's not going to feel really spicy and overly tingly. It's actually very, very manageable. So just like I said with a few others, I think this is a good entryway into lip plumpers. Very similar feeling to like the Lawless one that we talked about prior, where it's going to plump your lips, but you're going to be able to get through it, and you're not going to feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get this off my lips. It's like, it's driving me insane. It's not going to feel like that at all. At least in my opinion. I think it's very mild, just like the Lawless one is, all while giving you really good results, really good plumping and smoothing effects. And the tints that these come in, the finishes, the colors, they're all so, so gorgeous. Now this one is just dying for a lip liner, but anyway, I can't wait to show you this one with a lip combo paired with a lip liner. I'll show you how to wear a color like this in many videos to come, I'm sure. But my opinion on this one is it's $40, but it's definitely worth it. And if you get it, you're going to end up loving it. Would I go back out and repurchase it? 100%. And I recommend this one for anyone looking for a conditioning lip plumper that doesn't feel overly spicy and overly tingly, that's fragrance free. Is it pricey? Yes. Could you get the same effect with the Lawless? Absolutely. But you do get that beautiful packaging. Not that it's about that, but it is kind of a selling point if you're like me and you love really nice packaging. So with that said, if you want to treat yourself, you're going to end up loving it. It's a fantastic lip plumper that's not too tingly and ultimately feels really nice on your lips. So I love this one and I definitely recommend it. Okay, also $40, also very much a luxury brand. This is the YSL Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil Gloss with hyaluronic acid. These come in 9 different shades. I have 2 to my name. I have the shade 44, which is like a classic pink shade for YSL. And then this newer one that I picked up, I just thought it was really interesting. It's the shade Thunder Stealer. So this is described as a sheer icy lavender shimmer. Now I will say I've tried this on. It doesn't stay very lavendery. It does kind of turn red with your lips. These are quite an intense lip plumper. I'm going to put that out there right away in case you have not tried these. I do find these to be pretty intense. However, they definitely get the job done. So for $40, these are a newer product from YSL, and these are described as an oil-infused, visibly plumping lip gloss that provides juicy, glossy shine and plumper, fuller-looking lips with an ultra-hydrating feel. I'd have to agree with all that, to be quite honest. I think that it definitely delivers all those things. I know for a fact that when I'm wearing this, my lips don't feel dry. They feel like they're getting plumped. They feel like I'm wearing like a juicy lip gloss, but while they're being really well hydrated and really well nourished. So once this like kind of runs off your lips and it wears off, you're not left feeling like parched, like you need to like throw some lip balm on top, which some products will leave you feeling like that, especially with lip products. Anyway, you don't get that with this one. All that aside, let's try it on. Let me show you what this looks like. One more time for the packaging because it's YSL and it's so beautiful. And this has a pretty big doe foot applicator. That's pretty large. And I do wish this had more product in it. I don't know if it's just visually, but it does seem like the doe foot takes up most of the space in there. So I feel like you do run out of these a little bit quicker than some other formulas. But that all aside, let's try this on. I've never showed this one on camera. I bought this more spur of the moment, and I don't regret it. I really, really like this formula so much. But just know, you're gonna watch my lips get more and more red as I'm applying this. So with that said too, I want to call out, there's 9 shades to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 9. And, unless you're getting like the deepest one or like the more red one, the colors don't read as accurate once they've been on your lips for, let's say, like close to an hour, I would say, or probably less than an hour to be quite honest. They tend to just kind of, in my experience, start to all look pretty bright, like pretty pink, pretty red, depending on like your natural lip color. These tend to just all kind of turn my lips very flushed, like very red, like a magenta almost. So you don't get that lavender to stay. It tends to just kind of change and shift as you're wearing it because the lip plumper, whatever it is that's in this product, it just kind of turns the natural color of your lips to be a lot brighter and more intense. So just a little forewarning. So it's not necessarily about the colors, even though I do think the colors are absolutely beautiful. There's definitely a pretty wide variety, sorry about the glare, to choose from out of the 9. I think it's decently well-rounded. There's some deeper ones, there's some pinks, there's some like fun ones like this one. I would like to see them launch a few more like creamy nude shades, to be honest, or like more berries, but with what we have, it's still really nice. Texture of the product, it is a bit thicker. In my opinion, this gloss actually lasts a really long time on my lips without having to reapply it over and over again. I can definitely wear this as a lip topper or just on top of a lip liner, and I get some pretty decent longevity with it. While being a little bit thicker, it's not goopy, it's not gross. There's no bands that pop up, and it's definitely not sticky. So while wearing it, you're gonna get a plumper looking lip. You're definitely gonna get like a much fuller pout. Like my lips are definitely smoothing over and they're definitely looking fuller as I'm wearing this, but all while being just really conditioning on your lips. Like it feels very hydrating even for a lip plumper. It feels very moisturizing and definitely gives me like a conditioned feel to my lips, which is a plus. So would I go back out and repurchase it? Even though it's $40 and that's a lot for this little guy, I would, because I clearly have, and I really enjoy this formula so much. And do I recommend it? I do. I think that if you get it, you're gonna really like it, to be quite honest. I think it's right up there with the Dior. They're both just really fantastic formula lip plumpers. The Dior is a little bit more subtle on your lips when, in terms of like the feeling of it plumping. This one's gonna feel a little bit more spicy. So just a forewarning. So I recommend this for anyone who is not afraid of lip plumpers and enjoys them and enjoys the tingle. You're gonna get that with this one. But I don't recommend it for someone who is not enjoying a lip plumper. And if you're gonna get a lip plumper, you want something more mild, this one's not gonna be a very mild one to choose from. So with that said, it's not gonna be for everyone. However, I really enjoy it and I recommend it to anyone who wants a really solid lip plumper that does the job. All right, you guys, just when you thought we were done with lip plumpers, I have another one, and this one is $42. And believe it or not, this next one is the second to most expensive lip gloss that we're going to be testing out in this video. And I want to just call out really quickly, if you've been with me for a while, if you've been subscribed for a while, and if you've caught any of my other previous hauls where I test out every single one of one category of makeup, then you probably already know what brand is going to be the most expensive. So if you're at home, shout it out, and I'm sure you guessed right. But before we get to that point, for $42, you can get a very cute packaging, I might add. This is the Gucci Hydrating Plumping Lip Gloss. There's only 6 shades available on this one. They're not very well-rounded shades, to be quite honest. There's 2 peaches, there's 2 pinks, there's 1 clear, and there's 1 deep brown. They're missing a whole lot. So Gucci, give us some more. But let's try it out first, and let's see if we even want more, because I've never tried this. So this is going to be a complete first impression of this Gucci lip gloss. Now I want to show you the top of this cap, because look how pretty that is. It says Gucci embossed. Cute little stars. I mean, for $42, you definitely get some really pretty packaging. So that's a win. But let's see what this formula is all about. I have the shade in my hands, Bertha Pink. First things first, there's definitely some kind of fragrance going on. Actually, you know what? It actually just smells like a lip plumper. This kind of smells like Too Faced lip plumper. There's like a cinnamony scent happening right here. Small applicator. Call that out really quickly. This is a visibly plumping lip gloss that delivers subtle color with a glass-like shine and up to 24 hours of comforting hydration. Hydrating, long-wearing, plumping. Okay, let's try this out. So Bertha Pink. I have a feeling this is going to be spicy based on how cinnamony, like the cinnamon that I'm getting wafted right now. Feels nice though. It's an interesting doe foot. It's not very sturdy, so it's kind of like moving all around, you know? It's wobbly. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very wobbly. Look at that. Wobble town. A little wobble going on. So if you're trying to just like put this in a very precise spot, like let's say you're using this as a topper, you might need to slow it down because it's got a mind of its own, this wand. All right. It's a little goopy. Wanting to rest in the, sorry about that, inner part of my lips. All right, it's definitely a little bit goopy. There's some goopiness happening. It's not sticky, but there's a goopiness happening that I'm not loving, and especially not for $42, and especially because there's so many other ones I've liked prior that just don't give me like that goop. I can live with it, and to be fully honest with you, in case you didn't know this about me, like if I spend $42 on a lip gloss, I'm going to try to repurpose this, and I'm going to try to use it in different ways in my day-to-day life so I don't waste the money. And, you know, I'm going to try to use this at the best I can. So if you see me out and about using it, you'll know why. But do I recommend this one? I don't think so. It's interesting. What's bothering me is it's already settling right here. It's giving me like those really gross, you know, those like that gross filmy line, right? Which is not good. It still feels very nourishing and very conditioning. I'll give it that. It's not sticky. And for being a plumper, I thought this was gonna be way more intense based on how it smelled. But it's actually really not intense at all. It's very mild, and it just kind of feels like kind of minty and kind of cooling in a very nice, subtle way. Like not intense, not something you can't get past. Ooh, but the goopiness is something I can't get past. I can't get on board with that. So would I go back out and repurchase this one for $42? No, I wouldn't. There needs to be more shades and less goopiness happening. That makes me like really self-conscious if I'm wearing this. So yeah, I don't know. No, it's not horrible. I feel like there's better ones that we tried in this video that you can definitely pick up and you won't get that goopiness and you'll still get like a nice plumping effect. And for that reason, I don't recommend this one from Gucci. Okay, guess what time it is? It's time to guess what is the most expensive lip gloss that is sold at Sephora. If you guessed Tom Ford at home, then my friends, you were obviously so right. Hello, of course it's gonna be Tom Ford. It's historically been Tom Ford. Out of all of these videos, it's always been Tom Ford that has the most expensive of anything that I've tested out. So, keeping with this tradition, for $62, you can get the Tom Ford lip gloss. Now, I picked up a new shade for this video. I had one previously for a full face of Tom Ford Beauty that I did a few years back. So I thought I would spice things up, show you a different color. This is a shade 20 Phantom. And if you don't know, Tom Ford does have some of the most luxe packaging on the market. This is the doe foot. This is the shade. The shade, it just looked really beautiful. It's quite tinted. Let's see what this looks like on, but I am excited to put this on my lips. I'm excited to finish this off with a bang, with a more like deep gloss. This does smell like vanilla, like a very luxe vanilla. Not over the top, but it's definitely there. Now let's quickly talk about the talking points of this gloss. Okay, 7 different shades to choose from. Not many, Tom Ford. I believe I have the shade Aura from a previous video. Yeah, so the shade that I have right now is Aura. It's actually really beautiful. It's a really, really beautiful light peachy pink nude. This is the shade Phantom. Yeah, so Phantom is described as a deep warm brown. I'm excited to try this. And what this gloss is described as is a high shine color saturated moisturizing gloss to be worn alone or layered over lipstick. I love that. Sounds like it's a classic formula. Let's try it out together. Now, I would love to put a lip liner on with this because this is the kind of color that's begging for a lip liner. However, we're gonna keep it true to just applying this all on its own. Now, again, I am very familiar with this formula because of my prior video, and I will tell you it's $62, but it is a phenomenal gloss formula. I have to say it. I just have to be fully honest with you. It is a gorgeous, pretty much, I don't know, I'd say it's a perfect lip gloss formula. You'll see. It's not sticky. That color payoff is exceptional for a gloss. Application is smooth and easy. These do feel amazing on your lips. Now, do you need to spend $62 to get a nice lip gloss? I think by now, at the end of this video, you know that's definitely not the case. So this is not going to be for everyone. And, you know, it's not even for me. And I'm a makeup fanatic over here. I don't even really grab that other Tom Ford one because it is so pricey that I'm not going to put that in lip combos on a regular basis because it is so, you know, it's just so much money. It's $62 for a lip gloss is quite, let's be real. Like, that's a lot, you know? So I have a lot of thoughts on this. The formula is perfect. It really is a solid, no complaints, perfect formula. Zero stickiness, zero gunkiness, zero goopiness. It's very, very, very faintly fragranced. So even for someone who doesn't like fragrance in their cosmetics, I think that you don't even notice it once it's on your lips, to be quite honest. Just a really superb lip gloss formula with very superb luxe packaging. Would I go back out and repurchase this? No, even though I've done it for very specific reasons, like for videos like these. So in my day-to-day life, would I go back out and like say like I was out of all my lip glosses, would I go back out and buy a Tom Ford one over all the other ones that I like? No, I definitely wouldn't. Okay, so that's my thoughts. Do I recommend this one? I do and I don't. Ultimately, I'm gonna say I don't recommend it because of the price point, okay? If this was a lower price point, I would be raving about the formula even more. But there's two things that bother me, the price point and the shade range. There needs to be more shades other than just 6. Like, that's just not enough for anyone. The shades that they have are really beautiful, but there's just clearly not enough to please everyone. Now, do you need to spend $62 to get a really nice, well-formulated, richly pigmented lip gloss like this one with even just nice packaging? No, you don't. So for that reason, ultimately, I do not recommend this one from Tom Ford. Is it nice on my lips right now? Absolutely. Does it look really pretty? Am I impressed looking at the monitor? 100%. Every time I wear my other one in Aura, I always think it's such a nice gloss, but it just pains me because the price point is just too much. So even for Tom Ford, it's a lot. So those are my thoughts on the Tom Ford. It's gonna look gorgeous on. If you have it, you're gonna understand why I like the formula. But do you need to spend $62 for a gloss? No, you don't. So Tom Ford, of course, wraps up the most expensive lip glosses sold at Sephora, and that's the last one. That was the finale. Thank you, Tom Ford, for being the finale of all these videos. Big thank you again to Sephora for partnering with me on today's video and for continuing to show support on this YouTube channel. We love you and we appreciate you. Big thank you to you guys for sitting through this entire video, testing out 46 different formulas of lip gloss. Comment below. Please let me know which ones you're interested in, which ones you're now interested in now that you saw them on my lips and you saw the full-on application. I would love to hear your thoughts below. Leave your favorites that you saw in the comments below, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Bye.